Welcome to ESPN College Football presented by Arby's. And welcome to the ACC on ESPN. Few scenes beat this in all of sports, much less just college football. The run down the hill here at Death Valley for Clemson as the Tigers open up the ACC slate against Georgia Tech. As we welcome you to Death Valley, as always, it is sold out, and they are ready for football. Bob Wischusen here with Dan Orlovsky, and Chris Budden will join us in just a moment. All right, already with the opening loss to Georgia, we know Clemson has to run the table in order to make it to the college football playoff. Can they?
Absolutely, and likely they do, because that's on the backs of a championship caliber defense that is spectacular. From that point forward, though, it is going to be about the development of their young, and yes, he's still young, quarterback in DJ Uiagalelei. You know, everyone for 6 years saw incredible quarterback performance at Clemson with Deshaun Watson and Trevor Lawrence. Now the bar is so high for this young man. When he's not there, everyone gets concerned. He is incredibly talented. They've got great coaches around him. They just need to be patient with his development.
Georgia Tech won the toss, and they have deferred their option to the third quarter. So Gavin Stewart will kick it off, and Clemson will start with the football. And they have a dangerous tailback and a return man back deep to receive, although Will Shipley will watch this one sail through the back of the end zone for a touchback. So Uiagalelei will start at his own 25-yard line, and Dan, coming off of a very solid performance last week against South Carolina State, sometimes needs to take a little bit off the fastball. I know you've got thoughts about how he can mature as a quarterback. This is only start number 5.
And I love the fact that you just pointed that out. This is his 5th collegiate start. Started 2 games last year, played so well, and everyone expects perfection. And very young and talented, and they just got to cultivate that with consistency.
And they'll start 5 yards further back. A penalty to begin the game for the Tigers.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, number 74, 5-yard penalty, first down.
That's a freshman making a freshman mistake as Marcus Tate, the left guard, backed up early. Kobe Pace, the tailback, in the pistol behind Uiagalelei. He'll take the game's first carry and pick up about 4. The good news for Uiagalelei is he has weapons, as you will always have at Clemson. He's got NFL-sized wide receivers all over the field.
They're down on the field. I go down pre-game and I just walk around and say hi to some coaches and whatnot. And then you look at those receivers, Joseph Ngata, Frank Ladson, Justin Ross, Joe Jones, and gosh, these guys are enormous. Plenty of weapons to help his development.
Well protected on second down, and it finds a crosser, and Ngata. And it looks like he's got the first down and then some.
Something to pay attention to with DJ, that talking to their offensive coordinator Tony Elliott and Dabo Swinney. Pocket presence. Hang in the pocket, trust your protection, watch your feet move, and then find Ngata crossing on that third option. Really good job there. That's development from 2 weeks ago by DJ.
Zone read. And Kobe Pace tripped up at the line of scrimmage, falls forward for a couple. This is a game that we called last season between these two. Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne, and that offense rolled to a 73-7 win. The most lopsided in the history of this conference. This is a Georgia Tech team, though, that feels like they're building a program where moments like that are going to be in the rearview mirror.
They feel like, at least physically, they look different than the team last year that came here. Just length and athleticism.
And they forced a third down here. Third down and about 6. Couple of yards for Pace.
This is really where it gets interesting when it comes to the development of DJ Uiagalelei. Georgia Tech is going to, 1, show him something pre-snap. We're going to give you 2 high safeties and then roll to 1, or vice versa, 1 to 2. So they're going to test his ability to see things and then process through those different progressions. Hang in the pocket, trust your eyes, move your feet, and deliver the ball. See the movement on the defensive line. They're really trying to confuse him with these different looks.
Jordan Dominic, the stand-up near-side right defensive end, is a dangerous pass rusher. He gets stood up here, though. Uiagalelei, a strike to the sideline to Justin Ross.
This is the perfect example of it. It's just a high-low. Watch him set his feet to your left. Screens left, sets his feet, not there. Now reset and deliver the corner route to Ross. That's outstanding by Big Cinco.
Uiagalelei underneath, again to Ross. And he wheels his way along the sideline for 4.
Really want to hammer home the feet here. Watch DJ. He's going to set low to the right. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Hitch not there. Now reset with your feet staying active. You know, watching tape last week, I pointed out to you, Bob. There's plays where his feet don't even move. He just stands flat-footed because he trusts his arms so much. That's not good for anybody. And so just to watch that little bounce in his feet tells me he's listening to his eyes.
Take the screen one way, back the other way. And that's Braden Galloway, the tight end. Only picks up a yard, so Georgia Tech is forcing third downs at least on this opening drive. Last year, I don't know that Clemson faced a third down. I don't remember one in that game.
Discipline on early downs, right, for the Georgia Tech defense is going to be important. Someone's going to have to win on some of these one-on-one pass rushing situations. Jordan Dominic, Ely, Kevin Harris is going to have to win against some of these younger Clemson offensive linemen.
Play action. He's got one-on-one to the sideline, and Uiagalelei sails it up over the head of E.J. Williams. So now it's 4th down at the 42-yard line of Georgia Tech. That's his first miss. And it looks like Dabo Swinney will send out the punt group to try and at least own field position here on the opening drive.
And there's just a glimpse. You know, there's 2 really great plays of pocket feel and delivering the ball. And then there's just a little glimpse of really what they're striving for with DJ is just the consistency. Ball out a little bit late and then missed with his ball placement.
So Will Spires with the end-over-end kick. Kyrick McGowan will let it hop. And this is going to be downed inside the 5-yard line. Perfectly executed special teams-wise for Clemson. 38-yard punt, no return. And there was Williams to field the charity hop. So now backed up against their own goal line. And with a quarterback decision to make as this game goes on, we will see Jordan Yates to begin. Jeff Sims with the elbow injury was not able to start last week. Yates played very well. That was against Kennesaw State. Now you're on the road at Death Valley.
A different environment. You know, super athletic young player, creative, okay arm, good enough arm. Not going to hesitate to let his feet kind of be a playmaking aspect in his game.
Play action from the end zone to throw on first down. Long throw to the sideline, and it's on time for Malachi Carter. Well, that buys you some breathing room out close to the 15-yard line. That's a first down.
How about Dave Patinaud, the offensive coordinator for Georgia Tech, coming out, backed up in your own end zone? I know what that's like. Sometimes bad things can happen when you're back there. And coming out playing aggressive with the football and trusting this young quarterback to throw it.
You script those first, 10 or 15 plays. How much does field position or lack thereof on the opening drive maybe change that script?
A ton, you know, because it's really situationally based, and you don't want to put your team in harm's way if you are backed up. They got to get this play off.
Play clock winding down. Still time to get it off, and they do. And Yates flushed out of the pocket and falls forward for a yard. Well, that Clemson pass rush can be nasty. Avante Bentley made the stop. Tyler Davis, Ryan Brzee on the inside, Foster and Murphy on the outside. That is, again, it always seems like they just roll NFL dudes through this front seven.
Yeah, I asked Coach Swinney this week and their defensive coordinator, Brett Venables, okay, where is the defense? And they both said, thought it could be better than 2018 group. And because of the depth, that's why they haven't allowed a touchdown yet this season.
First carry for Jahmyr Gibbs. Speed to the sideline. And makes it 3rd down and manageable. 3rd and about 4. Mario Goodrich made the stop.
We're going to talk about Jahmyr Gibbs a lot today. Could be the best back in the ACC conference. Next year in 2022 will be one of the best players in all of America. Reminds me a lot of Alvin Kamara with the different things that you could do to him. Even on these 3rd down and 4 or 5 situations, when you're anticipating, okay, this is a Clemson blitz situation, you might get a lot of man coverage. Is there the way to sneak him out of the backfield and use a matchup on a linebacker?
3rd down and 4. McGowan, the motion man. Tigers show blitz. Here they come. Flags down, and this play blown dead.
Prior to the snap, false start. Offense number 1, 5-yard penalty. Third down.
So now it's 3rd down and 9. Jahmyr Gibbs just a baby step forward, but it was enough to draw the flag.
In these situations with Clemson's just identity with their defense, I often like trying to take shots on their secondary in this moment. They're so aggressive and they want to be so physical at the line of scrimmage. You're not going to convert 39 against them a ton. See if you can push the ball downfield and grade a 50-50 ball.
Some pre-snap motion and 2-on-1 at the bottom of your screen. Let's see if Yates looks that way. Instead, he'll get swapped under and sacked all the way back inside his own 5-yard line. Xavier Thomas buries him for a loss of 11.
Venables, look at, they're going to take Skalski in the line of scrimmage, drop him. There goes Xavier Thomas from off the ball, pressure, flip. Offensive line is confused, and that's how he becomes unblocked. That's one of those Brett Venables specials, man. You know, really, they're not exposing their defense too much because they're switch blitzing those guys. You get the offensive line to commit to one body, drop it, and bring somebody else. That's something that Georgia Tech's going to have to figure out real quickly in their protection plan.
The previous play is under further review for targeting.
Not something I saw. This is a booth-initiated targeting review. And if it turns out to be targeting, that's a game-changing call with 8 minutes to go in the opening quarter.
My mind immediately goes to, because Skalski, while not in the hit, was part of the play when it comes to the X's and O's of it, goes back to the college football playoff and the hit. And it's actually Simpson to Xavier.
We will step aside and see if this is called targeting on Xavier Thomas. And welcome to the ACC on ABC. Few scenes beat it in all of sports, much less college football. It is a sold-out Death Valley, and we are happy to be here. Bob Wischusa, Dan Orlovsky, Chris Budden, home of the longest consecutive win streak active in college football. It's not hard to figure out why. This is a tough place to play. Although Georgia Tech, at least to this point, punch for punch with Clemson through the first 7 minutes of the game. Again, Bob and Dan, how surprised are you that right now we're 8 minutes in and Clemson doesn't have an early lead based on the score we had last year?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously a good solid start by Clemson's offense, though. You saw some good plays by DJ Uiagalelei, their young quarterback. Georgia Tech gets off the field on a 3rd down stop, and then a good play to start their drive backed up in their own area, and then the Clemson pressure just kind of to start to show itself. So both defenses got to feel good with the start of this football game.
A muffed punt, and that's covered back up by Will Shipley, so great field position for Clemson. Again, last year they won this matchup 73-7 with a different cast, however, obviously a different quarterback. Gone is Trevor Lawrence. And this is the 5th start for DJ Uiagalelei. And there are plenty of pluses to talk about, but you know there's areas where his game can be refined.
Yeah, I mean, he's still developing. You know, sometimes he strains so hard. He's searching for perfection that the ball's just a little bit off. Is he completely comfortable in the offense that they want to run? And there's a huge part, you're going to hear me say this word a lot today, the development. His development is paramount. He's got this talent, right? You really want to cultivate the talent that equals consistency. And we talked about it, 6 years straight of just lights-out quarterback play here. So that's the bar, and that's the standard. And if you're not there, everyone gets concerned. Patience.
Back-to-back handoffs to Will Shipley. Tripped up, just shy of the 1st down, although let's see if they give him progress, and they will. That is a 1st down carry for Will Shipley. Tariq Carpenter made the stop. Tigers playing with pace. Wide receiver screen. Justin Ross. And an ankle tackle just inside the 25-yard line at the 24. That's a gain of about 4.
great play by 25 Charlie Thomas, though. I mean, he's in that overhang area where he's got to respect, run, a little play fake, and then get out to that bubble and roll tackle Ross on the perimeter. Really well done.
It's great to see Justin Ross back on the football field. Up the middle, Shipley, first down, and then some, into the red zone. Inside the 15, down to about the 14-yard line for 10. Wes Jackson on the stop.
Shipley's impressive down on the field pregame. I came up to you, Bob. I said, his lower half is enormous. His calves are the size of my quads. Just the thickness of his lower body. You're going to see a strong runner by number 1.
Here's again, weaving his way through arm tackles. He grinds out about 4, maybe 5 more yards, close to the 10-yard line. Wanye Thomas finally got him down.
I kind of like this out of Clemson's offense, talking to their offensive coordinator, Tony Elliott. We're in the process of committing to our run game, you know, and I like when you get the ball and let's get this offensive line trying to change the line of scrimmage a little bit up front.
DJ Williams in motion. Instead, it's another give to Will Shipley to the 7-yard line. It'll be third down. Another stop for Charlie Thomas. 5 carries, only 1 throw on this short field drive for Clemson. So that's the workhorse right there.
Yeah, and I really believe Clemson can utilize their run game here still. You're trying to get some of these young pieces, Marcus Tate and Walker Parks, 2 young offensive linemen, really commit to it. Bring guys across in motion, get another extra blocker down there with Davis Allen run the ball.
DJ Williams looked a little confused. Instead, it's a straight-ahead run and a dive for a first down by Shipley. So it's first and goal, Clemson at the 3.
And now you can get creative as a play caller. You can get a little bit aggressive, so to speak. You got this defense for Georgia Tech potentially committed to stopping that run. This is where you can get quarterback run, maybe a little flash fake, pop a tight end. You can get aggressive here if you want.
Shipley up the middle. If it ain't broke, why fix it? Just keep giving it to 1. And he's into the end zone with a touchdown.
Really good job up front. Watch the center, Bockhorst, move his guy just off the ball. I'm scoring with that hole right there. Easy walk-in for Will Shipley. That's a really impressive drive by the Clemson offensive line. We're going to commit to the run game here. Shipley, trust your vision. Let's go down the field with the big fellas up front.
Well, Clemson took possession at the Georgia Tech 39-yard line. 34 of the 39 yards rushing, all by the freshman Will Shipley. He deserved to cap that drive with a score, and he did.
College football on ABC is presented by Arby's. We have the meats.
If you've never been to Clemson before, make it a bucket list destination if you're a college football fan. First of all, just being inside Death Valley is a tremendous scene, but the whole scene coming in as well. As you're riding in, seeing the tailgaters everywhere, it's just so much fun.
My favorite thing is the pause on the road, the painted pause.
We'll quickly step aside and see if Georgia Tech can answer, down by 7.
Spoke to this week, said we remember it and we've talked about it this week. The coaches haven't, but in the locker room we have. We want to remember that taste in our mouth. We remember all the records that got broken against us. We want to remind ourselves that we are a different team than we were last year, that we've gotten better, we've gotten stronger, we have better leadership, and we're going to prove that today.
Well, Chris, let's see if they can answer the opening touchdown of Clemson as the Tigers score with the short field, and that's not the way to do it. Now it'll be first and 15.
Yeah, but in talking with them,
the snap, false start, offense number 79, 5-yard penalty, first down.
You know, just in relation to what Chris was talking about last year's game, Many of them said this is a wake-up call moment last year, that there was some stuff within their team that was painful after this game and during this game, and that they had to learn from it. They did not want to experience that type of kind of feeling again of just getting absolutely humiliated. And so while it's painful to go through, they think it was going to be beneficial in the long run.
Bouncing off tacklers and doing well just to grab a yard was Jahmyr Gibbs. And, you know, Georgia Tech, like most teams in college football, normally would play with tempo. They huddled up on their opening possession. Here they are huddling up again. Why?
Well, the last thing you want to do against this Clemson defense is play with tempo. You play into their hands because they can make all their calls so quickly, and they have so many intricate moving parts on their defense that you can get got if you're trying to play with tempo. So you're trying to slow the clock down a little bit and be very methodical. You just have to be smart with it because your players will pick up on it. And you don't want to send the message of, we don't think you're good enough.
Well, now it's going to be 3rd down and 12 after that Gibbs run. Andrew Booth makes the stop. See, that's a great point. I would think just from a game management standpoint, as much of shortening of the game as I can do.
Right.
Keep the ball away from Clemson. Now keep their offense on the sideline. That would be advantageous. But a player could take it as an insult almost.
Yeah, because you don't want a coach saying, oh, we could go do it, we could do it. Then why are we doing something totally different? So you just got to be really smart with how you message it to your football team.
3rd down and 12. And this is where Brent Venables loves to bring pressure. Yates, pocket collapses, and he's sacked to end the second consecutive possession. The #1 recruit a couple of years ago in all of college football. There's Brian Brzee.
That's a great pressure by Clemson. It's really going to be made by 12. Tyler Venables, you're going to get pressure off the left side of your screen. Watch 12 from the right side of your screen. Venables, he drops out underneath the guy that Jordan Yates wants to throw the football to. So it's all tied together, right? You bring the pressure. Brzee comes off one side, and those zone droppers really got to have eyes on the guys that the quarterback's trying to get the ball to.
The Shanahan punt rolls dead after only 32 yards at the Clemson 48-yard line. So the Tigers scored a touchdown beginning at the +39, and now they'll start this next possession at midfield. You can't live in this world if you're Georgia Tech. You have no chance if Clemson over and over again is given a short field.
Too good of an offense, too talented of an offense to give the short field to. And I want to see what they want to do on this drive. Last drive, it was this commitment to the run game. Let's see if they try to get some rhythm in their passing game with DJ Uiagalelei.
Lynn-J Dixon, right up the middle for 4. Lynn-J Dixon was headed to Tennessee out of high school because Clemson was recruiting Zamir White, and White chose Georgia. And that led Dixon to have an open spot here at Clemson. Talk about big shoes to fill. He had a pretty good one here last year, toting the rock. He'll get another chance here, try to bounce it outside, and he's forced back. Oh, what great pursuit by the Yellow Jacket defensive front. Jalen King eventually made the tackle, but Dixon had nowhere to go.
It starts at the middle of the offensive line. Bockhorst just gets pushed back right into Lynn-J Dixon, and then you can get all those bodies as he's got to move lateral running to the football. Now this is, if you're Georgia Tech, you have to get off the field here on 3rd down. Watch the walk-around pressure. Communication by the offensive line is paramount here. Know where you're going to, everybody be on the same page.
4-man rush. Uiagalelei a little bit out in front of Joseph Ngata. He had him on a deep square in and missed him. And it will be 4th down. That's a terrific stand by the Georgia Tech defense.
One of these moments, DJ, you've got him on the left side of your screen. Just take a little bit off this football. It doesn't have to be thrown so hard there. You know, he's got this big, powerful arm. And I was talking to you, Bob. Sometimes it's like watching a guy swing a driver. You don't have to swing it so hard. You know, 85% is still going to hit it plenty far, but a little bit more control of the football. And I think he's kind of in that world right now.
Kyrick McGowan, fair catch at about the 17-yard line. We'll step aside for 30 seconds. Come right back to Death Valley. and Georgia Tech after that P.J. Harris reception, getting them about 4 yards to begin this possession. Can they make something offensively of their defense? Just getting a big stop with Clemson taking over at midfield.
Yeah, and I think the big thing for Georgia Tech is they got to take and make. You know, you're going to have to take some shots against this Clemson defense, and you got to make them. It's not just about throwing the ball downfield.
Into the heart of the Clemson defense goes Jordan Mason, and they push the pile for about 3. So 3rd down and 3 to try and keep this drive alive. And you see the clock just barely ticked behind the play clock. So the Yellow Jackets, absolutely, they can let the first quarter clock wind all the way down to 0. And after losing 73-7 last year, they go over to their sideline and say, we're down by a touchdown, guys, at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, and I think a big thing for Jeff Collins is you got to confirm with the official if you're seeing the clock the right way. Hey, if I let this play clock run down, is it going to be kind of matching with the game clock?
Well, they're breaking the huddle and coming to the line. Maybe a hard count here to see if they can get Clemson to jump. And they will get a snap-off before the end of the quarter. And Jordan Yates on the run, trying to get to the sideline. Sidearms one, and that'll be good for a first down to end the quarter. Terrific improvisational play by Yates to Kyrick McGowan. Although there is a flag down.
It's a really good job by Yates. That's the hit early in that first quarter.
And they have to check the penalty marker. Now you see an official without a hat. That can sometimes mean that the receiver touched the sideline and maybe went out of bounds. Will this be an illegal touching? Let's see.
Illegal touching against the offense. Player number 2 stepped out of bounds, stepped back in, was the first to touch it. Penalty has lost a down. 4th down. 1 on time down.
That's a killer for Georgia Tech.
Especially with that, the reality of Jordan Yates kind of making that play. It's every 3rd down conversion by this offense is going to be paramount today. He runs away from one of the best tackles in football. Left side of your screen is McGowan. His right foot just pops out, left foot follows, and him being that first one to come in and touch the football.
It's a good call.
Is that penalty? That's the right one, yep. But that one hurts. You know, you get the 3rd down stop by the defense, and then the 3rd down conversion by your offense. Again, every little part of this game for Georgia Tech matters, and for that to happen is tough.
See plenty of football still to come tonight here on ABC and on ESPN, ESPN2 as well. Of course, the whiteout, Auburn and Penn State, will follow our game. Shanahan with a punt again. And this will take a Georgia Tech bounce. Again, though, it will be great field position for Clemson as they will be across their own 35 and have it near their own 40-yard line. 1 quarter in the books. Tigers, 7-0 lead. For game day earlier today in Happy Valley, 7:30 Eastern on ABC and the ESPN app. Terrific field position again for DJ Uiagalelei. Off play action. Back shoulder to the sideline for Ngata. And that's incomplete. Chris, how about the sideline dynamic with DJ?
Well, one of the things they want out of his development is to be a more assertive leader. And after that last possession, Lynn J. Dixon got a big talking to from Dabo Swinney. When it was done, Uiagalelei came up to Dixon, gave him a chat, pat him on the shoulders, and said, good job, go out there. You're okay.
I love that. There's also a growing into the comfort level of being the starting quarterback, and that takes, it's not just the physical development, it's also just the role or understanding of who you are to this football team development for Uiagalelei as well.
7 yards for Dixon. 3rd down and 3. It's another big down for the Georgia Tech defense.
Totally, and this defense has done such a good job of keeping everything in front of them, making this offense a little bit confused. I'm looking for some precision out of this Clemson offense right now. Be precise with exactly what you're doing.
E.J. Williams in motion, misdirection. Lynn J. Dixon powers his way for the first down. He ran through contact. He was hit right about the line of scrimmage, but Charlie Thomas couldn't bring him down.
You talk about running through that contact. That's because the linebacker runs through 74, the left guard comes off, and there's the point of contact right there by Charlie Thomas, and it's a really good job of Lynn J. Dixon kind of just getting on the outside half of him and finding that first down.
Lynn J. Dixon spun down right at midfield, a gain of 1, and our first chance to check in with Kevin Nagant. Kevin? All right, Kevin, 2nd down and 9, midfield. A dump off to Lynn J. Dixon. The Yellow Jackets rally defensively, and he is brought down for a big loss. Another good play by Charlie Thomas.
Charlie Thomas is so versatile, so explosive, knows for the football, patience. You get screen off the right side of your screen, watch 25, wait, and then go. Look at his angle that he takes. He goes to the outside of Lynn J. Dixon, doesn't give him the perimeter, and then everybody rallies to the football. So impressed right now by this Georgia Tech defense.
3rd down and 16. Kobe Pace back in the game. First time we've seen him since Clemson's opening possession. Here comes a blitz. Uiagalelei dumps it off to Kobe Pace. He's got some room. Looking for the sticks. He's got it. A first down for Kobe Pace as Uiagalelei kept his eyes downfield and found his check down.
Yeah, feel. You know, these are feel reps for Uiagalelei. Pressure off his left, climb the pocket, find your check down, know exactly where it is. And then it's a spectacular job by Kobe Pace, the sophomore from Georgia, to go sniff that first down line. But I just love the reaction by Big Cinco, and then knowing where's the check down. Always know where that 4th or 5th option in the pass game is. Good.
Looked like he wanted the screen. It wasn't there. So Uiagalelei picks up 3. Boy, that last play, though, is a backbreaker for Georgia Tech defensively.
Yeah, 3rd and 16, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, you give it up against the offense that has, or an offense that has this kind of talent, you understand. But 3rd and 16 is one you feel like you're winning, and you do because you get home. You had the up-block defender. You also have to tip your hat to the play of the quarterback.
This offense is too good to give yourself that opportunity and not get a stop. Uiagalelei looks left, comes back to the right, and trying to tiptoe the sideline is Justin Ross, and it looks like he got a foot down. Check that, Frank Ladson. Ladson able to make the catch, close to a first down.
It's a really good job coming again to a 4th option. It's a beautiful catch by Ladson on the sideline, just dragging both feet. That's good on Sundays. Hands catch. 6'3" junior from Miami.
3rd down and 2.
I'm trying to pop a run here if I'm Clemson.
Kobe Pace. He's got another 3rd down conversion.
Now you can play with a little bit of tempo. You've gotten a couple first downs. This offensive line is right now having some success in their run game. I do want to see them have some success throwing the football down the field, though. Again, I've used this word, precision in their passing game.
Pace stood up after a gain of a couple. When you say precision in their passing game, is that Uiagalelei? Is that the wide receivers? What are you looking for that tells you, all right, they're on ball?
It takes a village. You know, it's all of us. The quarterback, when the receiver's coming out of his cut, what's the speed? You got to judge that. Where's the angle that he's going in zone? Is he sitting in a window? Is he running through it? It takes everybody to get on the same page and see things the right way.
Well, it's going to be another 3rd down and long. Kobe Pace bottled up at the line of scrimmage. Jared Ivey there first for Georgia Tech. Clemson is 4 for 6 on 3rd down.
Watch the left guard here, Marcus Tate. A guy that they think is going to be so good. And he's learning. Just, you see the difference, the movement by the defensive line. He steps left, anticipating where a defender's going to be. That stunt, that movement, he gets confused and he can't get his feet back in the ground. Now 3rd and long again for this Georgia Tech defense.
Tigers just converted a 3rd and 16. This one 3rd and 10. Roll out for Uiagalelei. To the sideline he goes. Very close to the first down. Ross, his forward progress, it looks like it was stopped about 2 yards shy. 4th down and 2, just inside the red zone.
1, I'm going for this. 2, so great to see Justin Ross back playing football. Reminds me a lot of A.J. Green, the Georgia Bulldog. Great career in the NFL with the Bengals. I think you go for this. These receivers are too good. But this is where I think this offense can enhance itself. Get in some stack sets, some bunch sets. Find a pick or a rub and make an easy throw for your offense.
Play clock down to 10. Play clock at 5. 4th down and 2. Shovel pass. Shipley moves the pile. Does he have it? He might be short. The Yellow Jackets may get the stop on downs. He is short.
Ruling on the field as the runner was short. The line of the game. Ball goes over and downs. 1st down, Georgia Tech. Timeout.
Georgia Tech's defense gets another stop.
That's a fantastic job. Just at the point of the ball, the shuffle pass comes through. This Georgia Tech defense came to play.
Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is a proud sponsor of ESPN College Football. Back to the offense, Georgia Tech, after they get a stop on downs nearing the midway point of the second quarter of the game. They are right in. Jordan Mason, 2 or 3 yards. What do you want to see in this possession from Georgia Tech?
Yeah, I just think they got to take a shot at some point. You know, Clemson singles up their secondary so much, corners and safeties, because there's such important players in their run support. Georgia Tech is going to have to be willing to push the ball downfield. No one methodically drives the ball in Clemson's defense. Maybe outside like Ohio State in the playoff last year. You're just going to have to take some shots and trust your guys with an opportunity ball.
One deep safety here. There's a slant underneath. And that is caught by Adonicus Sanders, and he's got a 1st down.
It's a good job in that run-pass option, the RPO game by Yates. He sees the safety drop down, soft coverage with the corner going back, kick it out to Adonicus Sanders and break a tackle, and now you've got a 1st down. I'm going to reiterate it. You've got to take this shot here. Your offensive line is holding up a little bit in early downs. You want to play 1st down, 2nd down, 1st down. You don't want to think, okay, if we just get the 3rd and 4, we're going to be okay. That's still not good. 1st down, 2nd down, 1st down.
Huddling up, though, taking the play clock down to 8. Down to 5, shortening the game. See if it works. 8's off play action. He's got room to run. Uses a stiff arm, gets to the sideline, and tiptoes close to a 1st down. And it looks like he was forced out by Trenton Simpson after a gain of 8.
Don't hesitate. As an athletic quarterback, you see that seam open up, put your foot in the ground, and go get 7 or 8 yards. That is a fantastic play by the redshirt freshman.
And now playing with some tempo, changing it up. 2nd down and 2. Right up the middle is Gibbs for a 1st down.
See, now I would huddle here again. I don't mind the tempo on the 2nd and shorts. We'll get your 1st down. Now I can chew up even more clock. Let's get into our huddle. Let's get into the right play. Do we want to max protect again with another shot? That's what the scramble was by Yates. I just like the approach by the Yellow Jacket offense.
2nd down and 2, though. Is that not a shot down in distance?
I like it on 1st down way more. Today, it's about 1st downs for this offense and gathering as many as you can to stay on the field.
Here's a 1st down. They'll keep it on the ground. Gibbs caught behind the line. And now it's going to be 2nd down and a mile. Miles Murphy helped out by Xavier Thomas. All over Jahmyr Gibbs for a loss of 5.
This is just Murphy being absolutely dominant. Inside move, 98. He sees that left tackle on the pull. Completely blows that play up. And now, if you're Georgia Tech, we often hear you're off schedule. This is off schedule, 2nd and 16 versus this defense, man. This might be a time where you do try to pop a screen to Jahmyr Gibbs. You're anticipating, okay, Brett Venables, I can kind of blitz, kind of pop a screen, get your back out in space.
McGowan circles in motion. They set the screen up. It's caught by Dante Smith. He's weaving his way through Clemson Tigers, and he picks up a 1st down. Well-designed screen, and Georgia Tech gets it on 2nd and long.
Yeah, you're just anticipating pressure. It comes off your left side. The big body's out front. Throw! And it's a really good job by Dante Smith trying to just weaving his way through that defense.
And some patience by the quarterback, right? To be disciplined and let the rush come through.
Yeah, you don't want it to be an obvious thing, right? You don't want to be like, hey, everybody, because those defensive linemen are smart. You just want those defensive linemen to smell you. Okay, now I get the sack and just drift it. And that's a tough thing. You get up on your toes and get over their length.
Looked like he wanted to screen again. And a wise throwaway to the sideline by Jordan Yates. Trey Williams put the pressure on.
Yeah, and I think if you're Jeff Collins and Dave Patton out their offensive coordinator, you feel good about the decision-making by Yates. Those are 2 out of the last 3 first downs. You've taken a play-action shot. One, he scrambles, and then the other one, he throws the ball away because no one's open. You know, that's telling you as a play caller, quarterback's understanding the situation.
That was his first incompletion. And this is an offense with nearly 40 yards on this drive after they had 11 total yards in the game offensively before this drive began. For the first time they've moved the ball. Yates, first look not there, scrambles to the sideline. And he'll throw it away again. He was across the line of scrimmage.
Offensive lineman downfield though, right?
There was an offensive lineman downfield, but it looked like he may have been across the line of scrimmage when he threw that ball away, and another flag was just thrown on the near side of the field. I think we've got two fouls here that the officials have to sort through.
There is no foul for that receiver downfield. Quarterback was legally grounding the ball. They're down.
So, much ado about nothing.
The ball was snapped at about the 45.
Boy, it sure looks like, at least now, our line is not like a scientific line on the field. That's our best approximation of the line of scrimmage, but it's usually pretty accurate, and it looked like he was across. So Georgia Tech may have gotten away with one. That makes this a big play. 3rd down and 10.
And I want to get some extra protection, at least 6-man protection in here, and just trying to put Carter and McGowan on the same side for a high and low.
Timeout called by Jeff Collins from his sideline.
Timeout. Georgia Tech. Timeout.
So we'll step aside for just a moment and come back with a very important 3rd down for the Yellow Jackets.
To you by Twisted Hard Iced Tea. Crack open a refreshing Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Coming up at 7:30 Eastern over on the ACC Network. The day capped with Virginia squaring off against number 21 North Carolina. If you don't have the ACC Network, head to getaccn.com for instant access. Bob Wischusen, Dan Orlovsky, and Chris Budden here in Death Valley after the Georgia Tech timeout. 3rd down and 10. Clemson shows blitz. They'll try and run for it. Jahmyr Gibbs only gets about a yard, maybe a yard and a half. Is that a designed play saying we're going to go for it on 4th down? Now here comes the punt group. That's a conservative call.
I don't mind that call, okay? You're thinking pressure from Clemson, you get it. One of the things you can do as an offensive football team is to try to crease them in the run game. It's an absolute walk-in touchdown, but it's stopped by Justin Maskell. He splits both offensive linemen, blows the play up. That call is so close to going the distance for Georgia Tech.
Shanahan will now try and pin Clemson deep, angling a punt. And this finds the end zone. So not nearly the change of field position the Yellow Jackets were hoping for, as it will come out to the 20-yard line.
Welcome back. DJ Uiagalelei told me this week the biggest change in learning to be the starter wasn't dealing with the noise and the expectations. He said, you come in this year, you have expectations. You didn't live up to those expectations. You get a little bit of vinegar. It's not all Kool-Aid. That's what Coach Sweeney would always say, dealing with that noise.
Here's a handoff to start this drive. And it's going to be a 2-yard gain for Clemson. You've got a little bit of vinegar. based on what you've observed for DJ Uiagalelei here in the first half?
Yeah, first of all, you got to be a little bit concerned by the performance of the offense and the quarterback. This is a team that is up 7-0 at home. It's different when you do it against Georgia in week 1, but the inability to really have a ton of success offensively, your offensive line is unblocked guys. There's a lot left to be desired.
Mike Lockhart is down, so we'll step aside. That should make you happy.
Yeah, I mean, don't know much of them. No one wants to see those defensive guys.
After the injury timeout, that's a drop. Braden Galloway had it right in his hands from Uiagalelei and couldn't hold on, so it's 3rd down and 8.
They're just trying to get Galloway into space. Just a little quick hitch. Uiagalelei puts it right on his right shoulder, and Galloway just doesn't follow it in. Third time I'm going to use this word, precision. Everything is there for that play, but that drop by Galloway.
It'll be a false start. Just heard Kevin and Booger talk about teams right now not in cruise control.
Start. Offense number 74. 5-yard penalty, 30 down.
I guess
clock will be on the ready.
Add Clemson to the list of teams right now that are struggling in an unexpected way.
Well, I think they're trying to find themselves a little bit offensively. You talked about the offense, and I mentioned their offensive line has let unblocked guys come through. DJ hasn't been very precise. They have 7 points against Georgia Tech with 3:45 left in the first half. It's a reality to be a little bit concerned by the performance of this offense.
Crowd here at Death Valley getting a little restless. 3rd down and 13. Uiagalelei climbs the pocket, looks for a check down. Shipley's got it. He's brought down. And again, a stop made by the Georgia Tech defense.
I'm just telling you right now, the best player on the football field right now is 25, Charlie Thomas. This is a young man that played basically every position on their defense last year because of COVID. I think the last game of the year he played defensive end, and now they've got him in this nickel type of position. And I mentioned before, the nose for the football is his superpower, and that's a outstanding open field tackle on Shipley.
That's his 8th tackle here in the first half.
He's been the best player on the field so far. Now normally I would say Georgia Tech call a timeout, save a little bit of time, but right now this is the ideal situation. If Clemson is going to let the clock go down, this is smart by Georgia Tech.
Timeout. Clemson. 30 seconds.
Well, you talked about the struggles of DJ Uiagalelei, and at times maybe a little too much pepper on the football, sometimes missing receivers. We've seen that.
Just watch the back foot. There's no rhythm to this. Back foot is completely straight in the ground. There's no transfer of weight, misses. Ball over the middle, look at the back foot. It's just there in the ground. There's no rhythm. Planted back down again. The ball is thrown so hard, it's velocity over placement. And that's what I talked about with his feet, and I mentioned it before. You really want the quarterback's feet, as we see the graphics, the statistics of week 1 to week 2 and then into today. You really want his feet to almost look like a typewriter. They don't have to be out of control, but you want them to always feel ready to throw. And with that back foot just being so planted in the ground, I feel he's so reliant on his arm.
Rugby-style kick from Spires will bounce down to McGowan. And he's brought down immediately. So that is a good change of field position. 46-yard punt and a 2-yard loss on the return. Goodrich with the stop on special teams. And kick off your Week 2 NFL Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern. The Countdown Crew on ESPN and the app. Go all access with Jameis Winston, who takes you inside his offseason transformation. And then Week 2 Monday Night Football. It's the Lions and the Packers at Lambeau, 8 Eastern on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and the ESPN app. So another chance for the Georgia Tech offense to try and put points on the board, and Dante Smith tight ropes the sideline, and it looks like he's got a first down, just picked up 11.
It's a really nice job out on the perimeter by Jahmyr Gibbs, their superstar tailback, and Dante Smith has brought a little bit of energy to this offense. We saw him catch that screen, You want to control your tempo right now if you're Georgia Tech. Control it.
Yates to throw. Well protected, and now runs to the sideline. Now, right now, Georgia Tech does not need to be in a hurry. 2 minutes and 17 seconds, plus 2 timeouts. The ideal scenario here, if you're a Yellow Jacket fan, would be score points before halftime. Don't leave time on the clock, and they start the third quarter with the ball.
Yeah, and I really do think, and I agree completely, but gosh, you want to get some points. You know, like you do want to be aggressive enough to go get some points heading into halftime here for your offense. Your defense has played so spectacular. Be completion-driven, Jordan Yates.
Play action. There's a slant tipped in a dangerous area. McGowan, the intended receiver. And the freshman Andrew Makuba got his hands on the ball, but we have a flag down in the offensive backfield. And Yates lost his helmet.
Simpson came in off that right edge.
Okay.
Personal foul, targeting defense, number 22. That play is under further review.
Now here's the problem with that play being under further review. Right now there is lightning, at least in the area here in Clemson, enough that we had to free up some of our camera operators and get them to safe ground. So we may not have a look that is clearly going to show the replay booth what they need to see. This might be the best replay we can give them.
It's going to come off 22 right here.
Well,
that's a tough one for me.
Crown of the helmet.
Does he dip his helmet? I don't think there's helmet-to-helmet contact, right? I think he hits him right in his chest.
Helmet-to-helmet contact is not necessary for targeting.
Correct.
The crown of the helmet to a defenseless player or forcible contact with the crown would draw the penalty. And to me, I think the replays we've seen, if they called targeting on the field, it would be hard to pick that flag up.
Yeah, because the crown of the helmet, right? Just that little bit of the...
I mean, knocks the quarterback's helmet off. And a quarterback in the act of throwing is by definition defenseless, so this might knock Trenton Simpson out of the game.
Whether we agree with it or not.
After further review, the ruling of targeting is confirmed. Number 22 is disqualified. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Bob, listen, the fans are booing. I get it. The Clemson fans at home probably aren't happy. The rule is
start on the snap.
Put in place for the safety of the players. If Trenton Simpson just has his head turned to the left just a little bit, that is a completely clean hit. But we're 3 or 4 years into this process. The rule is what it is.
That rule, by the way, crown of the helmet, is designed for the safety of the tackler as much as it is the player he's hitting. Jordan Yates throws it away. It'll be second down and 10. Pass rush from Brazee gets the crowd back into it here at Death Valley.
Another smart decision by Jordan Yates to waste that football. You know, a big part right now, I really believe, for both sides of the ball, because Clemson's got to be surprised the game is where it is. Composure. Who's going to have the most composure? The defense for Clemson and the Tigers, or Jordan Yates leading this Yellow Jacket offense? Who can handle this moment the best?
Well, they're still stuck in the huddle with 15 on the play clock. Now they come to the line. Clemson brings a blitz. Yates dumps it in the right flat. Jahmyr Gibbs muscles his way close to a first down. Let's see where he stepped out. They will mark him out at the 36-yard line, a gain of 7. That'll bring up a very important 3rd down and 3.
And I do think that if you don't get this for Georgia Tech, you're going to punt this football unless it's 4th and a short yard with the time in this clock. So You really want to get a situation, you're anticipating man pressure by Clemson. Rubs, picks, guys running away from defenders.
Gibbs has the first down, it looks like. He's turned back right at the line to gain. Let's see where they give him forward progress to. Skalski, Nolan Turner.
Now you got to play with tempo.
He does not have the first down. Without measurement, they say fourth down. And there's a quick hitter to Malachi Carter. He's got the first down. And the drive stays alive for Georgia Tech to the 25-yard line. A gain of 9.
Take your time. You don't have to play with your hair on fire. Clock's going to stop at the first down. Operate your system.
Jordan Yates looking at the rush. Checks it down to Jahmyr Gibbs. He's inside the 15. Flag down. He stepped out at the 6-yard line, but we have to check the penalty marker thrown back at the 15.
Holding. Offense, number 83. 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
That's Dylan Devaney, the tight end, out on the edge blocking for Gibbs.
Correction, first down.
Devaney just made a great block on that 3rd down. He's at the left side of our screen. Woof. I don't see holding. I strongly disagree with that call that was holding. I think he's in position. The defender's straining to get to the ball. Body on body.
With it being a spot foul, it's still first down and 10. Yates taking a shot towards the end zone and throws it out of the back of the end zone. Overthrew Alani Norris. Jalen Phillips was back there patrolling the end zone chalk and coverage.
Jordan Yates is just throwing this ball really as a throwaway. I don't think he's trying to complete that in that moment. He's just trying to push that ball out of the back of the end zone. It's another good throw. For him, right now, it's really important for him to play fast. They don't want to take any sack. And if he sees a seam, he should put his foot in the ground and get north and south.
They'll give it to Gibbs, who finds a cutback lane.
Pop a timeout.
Now, I would think a timeout would be coming for Georgia Tech. There it is. It's about an
8-charge timeout.
Maybe a 9-yard gain for Jahmyr Gibbs.
30 seconds.
Back in 30 seconds. Last season, the most lopsided score you've ever seen in the ACC took place between these two teams, 73-7. Clemson beat Georgia Tech in Atlanta. What a difference a year makes, as right now Georgia Tech is in the red zone looking for the equalizer before halftime.
Yeah, I think you got to be incredibly impressed with Jeff Collins' defense and the way that they've played with their defensive coordinator, Andrew Thacker, and the plan. And their offense, I think the big thing that stands out to me, Bob, is they haven't hurt the football team.
And we may now have a lightning delay. Right now it looks like they have made the announcement here at Death Valley that they are going to send the fans out of the bowl back under cover as lightning has been detected in the area. And there is a buffer around the stadium, and once that lightning gets close enough, they are forced to stop the game and delay things. And that might be the situation we have here. The teams aren't leaving the field. They're still on their respective benches. And I don't know if it's safe to play the last 32 seconds of the half with the teams on the field, or if they have to clear the teams off the field as well, but we will await guidance as the coaches are also being told by the officials what the story is, and it looks like both coaching staffs are now telling their teams they have to head into the locker room with 32 seconds to go in the half. A reminder, Saturday Night Football presented by Capital One, the annual whiteout game in Happy Valley. Number 22 Auburn takes on number 10 Penn State. It's the third ever meeting between the Tigers and Nittany Lions. 7:30 Eastern on ABC and the ESPN app. So as you can see, we have a weather delay here at Clemson, and we will step aside and bring you back to Death Valley as soon as this game is able to resume. A surprising score, and weather stops things, at least for the moment. 7-0, Clemson on top of Georgia Tech. ESPN College Football, presented by Arby's, and the ACC on ABC. At least for now, Dan Orlovsky has stopped eating, and he has rejoined us in the booth. 7-0, Clemson on top of Georgia Tech. Papa Shoes and Dan Orlovsky. Chris Budden is with us as well. Chris, about ready to restart. Down to you.
Yeah, join with head coach Jeff Collins, down by 7 now as you restart. What was your final message to the team just now?
Well, we had the music turned up. They had their own message. They're ready to go. We had a good stretch. Came out here to do some dynamics, some indie. Just excited to finish the 32 seconds of this half and start the second half the right way.
What has your defense done to disrupt the momentum of DJ Uiagalelei and the rest of that Clemson offense?
Yeah, just giving them a bunch of different looks that we haven't run in a while, and our guys are playing really, really hard. We're rolling guys in. We just got to continue to do that in the second half. That's a great football team.
What do you need out of your offense?
Yeah, they need to continue to do what they're doing. We're being very methodical. We're huddling. We're not giving them the final picture until late. That's what the plan was going in. That's what we got to continue to do and move the ball when we can. And our guys have done that this last drive. Now we got to capitalize right now with 32 seconds left.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Coach.
All right, Chris, thanks very much. And score, because they haven't scored yet, but they are on the doorstep as we are just about set to begin this game in a very important moment. It's 3rd and 2 at the 17-yard line in the red zone with 32 seconds to go in what still is the second quarter for Georgia Tech.
Yeah, I mean, you just heard Coach Collins talk about not give them the picture until the very last moment. On offense, I expect them to do that coming out on this third down to see how kind of Clemson reacts to it. But you know, Chris talked about the defense by Georgia Tech today, and they've been the storyline so far. This Clemson offense has just been stymied. It has started because they've won early downs. First and second down in the run game, they put a lot of bodies there and committed, and they played kind of bodies to the football. And then Charlie Thomas has been the best football player on the field, whether it's sinking inside and then roll tackle on the perimeter with Justin Ross, or you know, hanging with discipline on the screen game, playing outside in to Lynn J. Dixon, getting him down, because that's forced Clemson into some 3rd and longs. And there's been no precision in their pass game. You know, Coach Collins talked about some of the different looks, the misses by DJ Uiagalelei, trying to throw the ball just a little too hard at times and not having the accuracy. That's been the story. No one has scored on Clemson touchdown-wise this season. Georgia Tech is going to have to find a way, continue to allow your quarterback to make plays. And the biggest thing, Bob, for me, when it comes to the Yellow Jacket offense, don't hurt your team. That's what you've done so well in the first half.
Do they need to be more aggressive, though? I mean, you said they had to push the ball down the field at some point. This is really the first time they've moved the ball in the entirety of the first half, the drive that was forced to stall because of what will turn out to be nearly a 2-hour delay.
Yeah, they're going to have to at some point. You know, I said it in the first half, take and make. You got to take your shot, and when you do, you got to make them. I expect it to happen on early downs. Usually it's in that 2nd and 2 range. I think it's got to be on these early downs where you can maybe max protect a little bit. Clemson's going to bring their pressures, and you really get those one-on-one shots down the field.
And how unlikely is what we have seen so far based on recent history? The last 2 meetings between these two teams have been 2 Clemson blowouts. Last year in Atlanta, the largest win ever in an ACC conference game. A 104-point differential in the last 2 games, the 3rd largest over a 2-game span versus a conference opponent in ACC history as well. So Georgia Tech, not only have they lost 6 in a row to Clemson, they've been non-competitive the last couple of times they've played. Maybe we're starting to see the DNA of Jeff Collins that he has preached. starting to creep into this team, and they've got some belief.
Yeah, and the longer this game goes in this type of situation where Georgia Tech is hanging around, the pressure really mounts on the Clemson Tigers, and Georgia Tech then starts to play a little bit more free. They're playing with house money right now. No one expected them to be in this situation. This third down is enormous. You know, if you can come out as an offense right now, convert, and then get into the actual second half, continuing with the football in scoring range, that's going to be big for momentum in your football team.
Georgia Tech.
The Yellow Jackets have had almost 2 hours to talk about what they want to run here on 3rd down and 2. So if they haven't come up with their perfect kind of quote-unquote 2-point play to run here on 3rd and 2, I'd be very surprised. And
it could be one of those situations, Bob, where they already went into the delay and thinking we're in 4-down territory potentially, you know? So how does, if that's the case, Georgia Tech communicate it? How does Clemson handle it defensively? This second half will really be about adjustments, because Georgia Tech has done some really interesting stuff defensively to kind of create some confusion for the Clemson offense. And so how does Clemson offense and their offensive coordinator, Tony Elliott, make some adjustments to what they're doing to help their guys play a little faster?
And to reset exactly where we are, it is 3rd down and 2 at the 17-yard line on Clemson for Georgia Tech. 32 seconds on the clock to end the first half. And Clemson still with a couple of timeouts. Only one timeout left for the Yellow Jackets. This is the 10th play of the drive as we resume for Georgia Tech. And now Clemson will call a timeout on defense.
Charge timeout.
That makes sense. They didn't quite have enough time to formulate the X's and O's to prepare for this 3rd down and 2.
Well, first of all, the thing that stands out in my mind right now is sarcasm from you.
Yeah.
The crowd noise is significantly less. I mean, the bodies are way less, so that's an advantage for the offense in Georgia Tech. There was trips to the bottom of the screen there, they could have easily thrown the ball out, quick little bubble, Georgia Tech, and got that first down. So maybe, again, this was part of Clemson's plan. Let's see what their formation is.
Almost like a basketball timeout.
Yeah.
Let's see how they line up.
Yeah, let's see how they align and if there's any kind of change that we want to get into our defensive set.
So now both teams with one timeout remaining. And in a very odd set of circumstances, we will play these last 32 seconds of the second quarter, and then we'll flip right to the 3rd quarter, and Georgia Tech will get the ball back.
There's that change into the picture about the Yellow Jacket offense.
Yates throws for it to about the 10-yard line. Squeezes one in to his tight end, Dylan Devaney. And it should be 1st and goal as the ball is nosed up to the 10. Stops the clock for a moment. Again, they have one timeout left. Down to 20 seconds to go. Lob to the back corner of the end zone. Too far. And from McGowan. So 2nd down and goal now from the 10-yard line.
This is a situation where I think Jordan Yates has shown it a couple times today. If Georgia Tech is going to play in the pass game here, I've mentioned this. If you see a seam, especially down in the red zone, you got to put your foot in the ground and take off. Such an athletic player that's really helped their offense with his feet. He's got to be thinking using his legs as a weapon.
Blitz coming. Yates out of the pocket. He's going to try and run for it to the 5-yard line. And now the entire playbook will still be at their disposal. 10 seconds on the clock, and they still have a timeout.
Yeah, good decision. He got pressure off his left side, and then he's got the ability to run with it. To your point, Bob, you still have a timeout. I don't think you can run the football here, though. I think at the end of the day, with where you are, if you don't convert this, you are kicking the field goal and making this a 7-3 game. I want a shot at the end zone where they take Malachi Carter, number 7, and Kyrick McGowan, put them on the same side, and just give me a high-low. Get someone at the goal line, someone wrapping to the back end of the end line, and see if you can put the defense in conflict.
They need to move. Play clock down to 8. You don't want to spend the timeout with the clock stopped, and it looks like they'll have to. Well, that's a bad job by Georgia Tech. Now that changes everything. Now the ball has to go to the end zone.
Right.
You can't run
Georgia Tech.
You can't throw it
30
short
seconds.
and hope to run and catch and get in the end zone that way. You're tackled in the field of play. You get no points.
No, and the big thing communication-wise to anybody on your offense, specifically Jordan Yates here, is if it's a pass, which it needs to be in this situation, the ball has to get thrown. You can't take a sack. You can't run around and try to create a scramble drill. Worst case scenario, this goes 7-3 at halftime. I mentioned putting Malachi Carter and Tyrick McGowan on the same side. Also, you can get Dylan Devaney, who's had some moments, 6'6", 265 pounds, a sophomore from Jersey. You know, if you like that matchup against one of those linebackers, the big thing is making sure that Jordan Yates understands. We got 3. You don't have to be extra greedy here.
McGowan and Sanders are stacked right. 2 receivers stacked left as well. Yates under some pressure. And he will just throw it through the back of the end zone. So it will be a field goal attempt. Brzee and Levante Bentley putting pressure to force the throwaway. And that's a frustrated offensive coordinator, knowing that maybe some of his options were taken off the table when they had to call that timeout with the clock stop.
Yeah, it just minimizes your ability to keep the ball in play. But at the end of the day, if you told Georgia Tech 7-3 at halftime on the road in Death Valley, they would take it. So that's a good drive coming out of that extended break to get your points.
Sinaglia, the grad transfer from Tennessee, comes on from 22 yards out and knocks it through to get Georgia Tech on the board. Only 110 yards of total offense in the first half for the Yellow Jackets. That was the only drive that they put together in the game so far that crossed the 50-yard line. And they get 3 out of it, and now they'll get the ball right back.
Yeah, and I think they're doing a good job of playing complementary football, Georgia Tech. You know, like, I understand they haven't been a juggernaut offensively today. Just to reiterate, no one has scored a touchdown on Clemson this year. It's one of the best defensives in football. And there's the cliche of you can't turn the football over. Well, it's a reality. If you're going to come in here and keep this a football game and on the journey to do the impossible, so to speak, with the upset, you can't hurt your team. And the offense has done that, and their quarterback has done that. And so now it does. It puts a little pressure on Clemson's offense to come out and perform and execute at a different pace in this second half.
So obviously no halftime. We had a nearly 2-hour delay, as we will immediately begin the third quarter. Clemson set to kick off, and finally the return group from Georgia Tech will join us. As again, the Yellow Jackets won the toss to begin the game and deferred to the third quarter. So a chance to put together back-to-back drives, as they'll have a chance to take the lead. A returnable kick. Jahmyr Gibbs from the 2. And he'll get stood up before getting to the 20-yard line. And now a flag thrown, as there was a little bit of extracurriculars after the tackle was made. And this could cost one team or the other 15 yards if they're not offsetting. Let's see.
After the play, personal foul. Unnecessary roughness, number 29. Receiving team. Penalty is half the distance to the goal. First down, Georgia Tech.
Bruce Jordan Swilling just cost his team field position in a big way.
Yeah, I mean, that's a massive penalty on your return unit when your offense is going to have to grind out so many yards.
And we have an injured player as well, so we'll step aside for just a moment. Against Georgia Tech, as Jordan Mason begins this possession with a straight-ahead run for about 3 yards. That looked a little iffy.
Yeah, I mean, after a 2-hour break, at the end of the day, Jordan Swilling can't do that. But you would love to the officials to understand the situation and just give them, hey, back off.
Quick toss out to the edge. Cutback run for a first down. Dante Smith moves the chains. A gain of 10.
Yeah, he's had a nice first half. A couple plays out on the perimeter that he's made some people miss. Cutting the ground, goes and gets that first down. Nice perimeter run for this offense.
Throwing it away was Yates under heavy pressure. Xavier Thomas came through. Skalski there as well. It'll be second down and 10.
Another headsy play, though. You know, this pass rush for Clemson is so legit. Xavier Thomas and Skalski coming through. Good job not holding that ball and getting rid of it. Second and 10 is significantly easier for your offense than second and 16 against this defense. I want to see them utilize a little bit more RPO game, where they try to get these second-level defenders in conflict with the run-pass option and some easy completions.
Clemson shows blitz. Here they come. Long pass out on the edge, and a pick play is set, and it works to perfection. Down the sideline with a step is McGowan. He got a block out on the edge from Malachi Carter. Nolan Turner eventually brought him down.
Ball to the perimeter, and watch at the bottom of the screen. Malachi Carter just gets in the way, picks off Booth right there, and it's an awesome job by McGowan. Those are just double hitches to the perimeter. It's a big-time throw by Yates, and just really good placement by Malachi Carter on that block. You really want to see Booth play outside in, make sure that he keeps leverage to the sideline and push the ball back inside. I think you got to take a shot here. I'll continue to say you got to take your shot if you're Georgia Tech.
Instead, it's Gibbs. Nowhere to go. Buried behind the line. He lost at least 2, if not 3. Trey Williams got there first.
It's a really good job by Trey Williams. The freshman kind of scraping over the top. You know, Georgia Tech has really tried to get this horizontal run game going. They've had some success. Those defensive linemen running down that line of scrimmage been big.
Yates under pressure, heading in the wrong direction, throws it to nowhere. That ball didn't come close to getting back to the line of scrimmage with Brazee all over him. And let's see if intentional grounding is called.
I think it's grounding unless Brazee tips the ball.
Now there's the flag.
Yeah.
Intentional grounding. Offense number 13. Ball be placed at the spot of the foul. Lost down. Third down.
So it's the force and effect of a sack because they go all the way back to where Brazee would have taken him down, and they lose the down. So,
but here's my question, and you know the rules better than I. That's a tipped ball, right? That's a deflected ball. Doesn't it look like it?
To me, that's intentional grounding.
Yeah.
3rd and 26.
I mean, you might as well just throw a jump ball downfield, so to speak, right? You know.
A sprint out for Yates. And he'll just pick up what he can, buy some real estate for the punt team, and see if David Shanahan, the punter, can pin Clemson deep.
Man, that drive really swung by Trey Williams. You know, that first down run and making that tackle for a loss, and then the little loop game with Brazee, and Brazee getting home to create that intentional grounding. It's big by this Clemson defense. I was wondering, on 3rd and 26, just throw a go ball. You know, see if you can get a one-on-one opportunity, a PI, something.
The only danger is if you throw that interception and you're not in any kind of coverage situation the way you would be on a punt. Here's Will Taylor on a return. And they bottle him up with a flag down. 39-yard punt, a 10-yard return pending the penalty.
During the return, holding, receiving team number 6. 10-yard penalty. First down. Timeout.
So that will back up Clemson when we come back. 7-3. They're hanging on right now against Georgia Tech.
And the first day I walked into her class, I just knew that she was probably going to be my favorite teacher forever. Ever since that first day, like, she talked to me and she came up to me and told me that I was going to be special. She will forever be my favorite teacher.
And this is Extra Yard for Teachers Week, an annual effort led by the College Football Playoff Foundation that brings college sports together to support and honor great teachers like Wanye Thomas's story across the country at games and on social media. To learn more about Extra Yard for Teachers, follow at CFT Extra Yard. So after the penalty on the punt return, backs Clemson up to their own 18-yard line. Justin Ross picks up 4 on first down. Quarterback draw. Uiagalelei pushes his way across the 25 for a gain of 4 more. It'll be 3rd down and 2.
Good finish by DJ Uiagalelei there. This has been a rundown so far for Clemson. These 3rd and 2s and 3s in the first half, they really relied on their offensive line to try to push. Georgia Tech playing 3 down linemen. You got to feel good that you can get 2 or 3 yards in this situation with Shipley.
Fumbled snap by Uiagalelei. Keeps his head about him and pushes his way, it looks like, past the line to gain. A broken play is a 3rd down conversion. Another tackle for Charlie Thomas, but a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, really headsy play by DJ Uiagalelei. Looks like it's going to be quarterback run. It's going to be power with pullers, and he just kind of gets too excited to be the ball carrier, but a headsy play to scoop that up and really follow those initial blockers.
He got his first Power 5 offer when he was in 6th grade. I think they saw something special coming. And here he is trying to buy time. Rifles one to the sideline, jump ball. And that one's incomplete, but a flag out. It looks like Frank Ladson might have drawn a penalty. Wesley Walker over there in coverage.
Pass interference, defense, number 13, 15-yard penalty, first down.
A little bit of a broken play here. Great protection by the guys up front. Ladson's really just running a quick out. He adjusts, then he wants the ball downfield, and Walker just gets there just a little too early. Good job by Ladson coming back to the football to kind of create that contact between him and Wesley Walker. Coverage for Georgia Tech is really clamping down on this Clemson pass game.
Kobe Pace got clamped down at the line of scrimmage and thrown down. He may have lost a yard. Let's head back to Kevin Nagandi. What a game in the swamp, Kevin. And what a game we have here. Who would have seen this coming? Uiagalelei. Underneath, a rifle strike to Davis Allen. Picked up 6.
Booger McFarland decision-making there by Emory Jones, man.
It's not a compliment.
Nope.
In a sense.
Not meant to be. Not meant to be.
3rd down and 4 here.
You've gotten a lot of man coverage by Georgia Tech defensively in this moment, this 4 to 5 range. I want to see if they can get Justin Ross going. Put him in the slot. He's a guy that's able to win a little bit. Give him a 2-way go.
Jet sweep motion. Uiagalelei with the fake. Throws one over the middle. That's incomplete for Ross. Tobias Oliver, step for step in coverage.
That's a great play by Tobias Oliver. Watch the shallow cross on the left side of the screen. Oliver's just trailing. A little hesitation by DJ. And that ball's just a little bit out extended, but an awesome job by Oliver. Watch how he rips. He rips right there with that left arm. This is a guy that was a quarterback. Then he went to wide receiver. Now he's a starting corner for this football team. Another impressive stop by this Georgia Tech defense.
And End over end punt. Spires forcing a fair catch. McGowan at the 11. Georgia Tech again with the football, down by only 4 when we come back. 8:49 to go in the third quarter here at Death Valley. Taco Bell welcomes you to the Live My Student Section of the Year contest. Use hashtag Student Section Sauce. Get the committee's attention. Go to ESPN.com/Taco Bell to see how your school can compete. And kudos to this student section. We had an over 2-hour lightning delay or thereabouts, and they stuck around, still trying to impact this game for Clemson here at Death Valley. It's another deep in their own end start for Georgia Tech. A shot play, and there is a seam route for McGowan. Well delivered by Jordan Yates for 24.
Yeah, you saw this burst of formation come out in one thing, change the picture, little flash fake to the back, squeezes Stolsky for just a second, and now just love that touch throw by Yates over the top.
And all of a sudden, some tempo. Jahmyr Gibbs blasts up the middle for 6. The whole game, it has been huddle up, and now, out of nowhere, tempo shown by Georgia Tech, and it might have worked. Flags thrown.
Thought they had 12 on the field for Clemson defensively.
That's certainly what that out-of-nowhere tempo is designed to do, right?
Illegal substitution, defense.
There it is.
5-yard penalty results in a first down.
Not only was Clemson caught substituting, so 12 men on the field, but they were not set. Look at all of these defensive players still looking over to the sideline as the ball's about to be snapped.
Yeah, good job by the Georgia Tech offense kind of changing up some of the things that they've done. They've really kind of kept Clemson, granted, they've given up 3 points, right? But the fact that they're hanging in the football game offensively, they've thrown a lot at the Clemson defense, both their defensive coordinator, Brett Venables, and the players.
Georgia Tech right now has 30 yards more in total offense than Clemson to this point. Yates scrambling. Flag down. He is cut down after a gain of 6 on Malcolm Green. The flag thrown back at the line of scrimmage.
Holding, offense, number 57, 10-yard penalty.
And just in case you are right now wanting to continue watching Clemson and Georgia Tech, in a couple of minutes we are going to move over to ESPN2 as the whiteout game is about to take place at Happy Valley. So in 90 seconds we will move over to ESPN2 and coverage of Penn State Auburn will begin. We're on ABC.
Georgia Tech coming out really, look at the splits by these receivers. They are trying to use all 53 in the third, sideline to sideline.
Play action off the back foot. It's a wide receiver screen delivered by Yates. Donica Sanders wrestles his way to about the 40-yard line and picks up 4 yards. Jordan Yates has delivered a bunch of passes today under heavy duress.
Yeah,
and done well.
Tough.
He is a tough young man.
He hasn't necessarily made any splash plays, any wows, but he also hasn't had any woes. Like, whoa, what was that? And again, he hasn't hurt the football team. It's been a big deal.
It looks like after, most likely this play, we will be moving over to ESPN2. Turning and scrambling again is Yates, getting to the edge. And it looks like he got back to the line of scrimmage. Chased out by Tyler Davis and Miles Murphy. Third and 19. Coming up on 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. And again, after this play, we are going to head over to ESPN2. We will have the conclusion of Clemson, Georgia Tech because of the nearly 2-hour lightning delay. They had the two teams in the locker room up until about a half an hour ago. Jordan Yates, again, scrambling, again, extending the play, takes another hit and gets bumped out of bounds. And Georgia Tech will have to punt it away. And for those of you that are continuing to watch Clemson and Georgia Tech over here on ESPN2, we welcome you to Death Valley. Bob Wischusen, alongside Dan Orlovsky. Chris Budden is with us here as well. Nice spiraling kick from Shanahan. Forces a backed up, falling over fair catch from Will Taylor. He secures it just inside the Clemson 15-yard line.
The thing that has worked well for this Clemson offense so far today, one of the few things, is some of their run game. You know, it hasn't been perfect, and they've gone to the wrong guy multiple times offensive line-wise. But Shipley had some good runs in that first half, just going right at the teeth of the defense. I still want to get some of their pass game going. Some of their progression-based offense needs to get going in this second half.
Here is Shipley. Close to the 20-yard line. Picks up 5. Under 5 minutes to go in the third.
You know, this really becomes a little bit of the how much do we, the Clemson coaching staff, trust DJ Uiagalelei, backed up, hasn't played great, 2nd and 5, 2nd and 6. How much are we going to trust him in his decision making?
There's a handoff to Shipley. He burrows his way very close to a first down. Looks like he will be about a half-yard shy. This is the 12th third down that Georgia Tech has forced Clemson into.
Yeah.
I said earlier, I don't think we called a third down.
Yeah.
Clemson's offense in last year's game. 73-7. Certainly didn't feel like it. This is a totally different defensive performance. Shipley, first down, easily picking it up. He's tough to bring down. Well, you mentioned it, Dan, in the first half. His lower body drives through tackles.
It's crazy how thick it is. When I was on the field pregame, I love his juice right there, too. A little emotion's needed for this offense right now, but just really, his calves are as big as my quads. Just a thick lower half.
So while we have an injury timeout, let's take a look at this week's college football playoff rankings, brought to you by Chick-fil-A, and what an interesting day it has been. Cincinnati had an absolute circus of a game at Indiana, but found a way to win. And talk about finding a way. Alabama hung on by their fingernails at the Swamp. So everyone so far, at least the teams that have finished their games in the top 10, they have won, but there have been some adventures.
Well, I mean, you see Georgia #2 against South Carolina 3 years ago. We called that upset down in Athens when South Carolina had beaten them. Oregon just in a barn burner with Stony Brook. Tied 0-0, 14 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Oh. Was that 1 minute later into the game than you expected it to be tied? We've had multiple players with cramping issues, as you would expect with the weather here. It has been very muggy and warm from the start. And let's hope that that is all that Jaquan Griffin is dealing with here. Monday Night Football with Peyton and Eli is on ESPN2 at 8 Eastern. Coming up in a couple of nights, they'll be breaking down the Lions and Packers from their basements. Monday Night Football, also available on ESPN and the ESPN app. Do you ever think you're going to get to week 2 already and be talking about what is wrong with Aaron Rodgers and the Packers? I mean, what happened last week?
I think he's going to be okay. Yeah, I think he's going to be able to figure it out. They just stunk it up. Credit New Orleans defense. I think they'll figure out a way to get more productive.
Play action. Uiagalelei over the middle. Sliding catch is made. Scooped up by Justin Ross. 17 yards.
And it's such a nice catch by Justin Ross. Good job by Uiagalelei hanging in that pocket a little bit. Ross kind of coming sliding, making sure he gets underneath that throw.
Ruling on the field is a completed catch. That play is under further review.
Certainly looked like Ross secured it and got his hands underneath the football. But they are going to make sure. That's not even close.
Yeah, not even close.
And that is a needless stoppage of this game by the replay booth.
I haven't had enough.
And that ball's a foot off the turf.
Yeah. But you see how nicely done that is by Ross, though? Like, the deliberate, let me get my body down low, get my elbows together, get those elbows together, and get underneath that football. It's a great catch. I said, it kind of reminds me a little bit of A.J. Green. Just a little bit of a long body. Seen A.J. Green make that type of catch so much.
Well, this is a guy that was out 18 months.
Yeah.
Spinal surgery after a congenital fusion was discovered. They thought he might not ever play again.
Yeah.
So it's just amazing to see him back out
After
performing
further
at this
review,
level.
the ruling on the field is confirmed.
Yeah, we knew that.
I think a big challenge for Georgia Tech's defense, 3 minutes to go in this third quarter, is how disciplined they're going to stay with just keeping the ball in front of them. It's been a big part of today's game defensively for them. How kind of disciplined to their plan are they going to stay?
Shipley, again, the first man never brings him down. He will run through an arm tackle at the line of scrimmage as if that arm tackle's not even there. And he gets gang tackled, picks up 4. But Demond Brooks, he tried to reach out and get a grasp of Will Shipley.
Who's the back?
Shipley made that look easy.
Who's the back at Michigan? Number 2. I'm going to remember his name. He reminds me a little bit of his as a player. Just Blake Corum, shorter, but thick, and a physical runner.
There goes Shipley in motion. Quarterback draw. Uiagalelei, hard to bring down in his own right. Still alive. Getting a little help from his friends. First down.
It's a big man running downhill at you now. Watch those pullers. Follow Davis. Follow Tate. And I love the effort. That's really the big push in the pile. Good job by Uiagalelei holding on to that football in that chaos. Leaning on the quarterback run game a little bit in this second half, Clemson offensively.
Straight ahead handoff to Shipley. This time they are able to lasso him down at the line of scrimmage. Wanye Thomas got him around the ankles after a gain of 1.
Yeah, it's a fantastic tackle by the Georgia Tech defense. Now this is when they can get a little bit creative. I feel like they've taken their third down defense a little bit, the traditional one, and really brought it to first and second down. You see this 3-man front, safety in the middle of the field, playing cloud corner, trying to give a bunch of different looks at multiple levels to this offense.
Again, quarterback run. Again, Uiagalelei is able to pick up at least 7, maybe 8.
Seeing a little bit of emotion by this Clemson offense in the second half. We saw it a little bit with Will Shipley, then Uiagalelei at the end of that run to Tariq Carpenter. You're going to lean on your run game here.
Uiagalelei faked the pitch, comes the other way. A little dead leg, and he's got the first down. Tariq Carpenter made the stop. Did we just get into a time machine and end up watching a game like from the mid-70s? I mean, this game basically has turned into 2 teams playing in a phone booth.
Yeah.
And whoever can smash the other down the field more effectively is going to win. Another running play. Shipley bouncing off tacklers. Will Shipley will end the third quarter with another 6-yard run.
At the end of the third quarter.
It's a war between Clemson and Georgia Tech. We're going to the fourth. Presented by Arby's. To say recent history between these two teams would lead us to believe we would have a different kind of game today would be an understatement. Clemson shrubbed Georgia Tech the last 2 years by 104 combined points, the third largest over a 2-game span in conference history. It's 7-3 as we begin the fourth quarter. This is a march, the 11th play of this drive for Clemson. And Shipley, it looks like he has the first down or is very close to it. Charlie Thomas tripped him up, maybe a half-yard shy. And of the 11 plays on this drive, Dan, 10 of them have been runs. This is just old school smash mouth football.
Yeah, and I was just going to say, I think this is just one of those drives you feel where you're leaning on your offensive line. Some of those guys have played so many snaps for this program, and you're putting this game in many ways in their hands.
Previous play is under review, whether or not the runner made the line to gain.
They're checking the spot before third down and 1.
It's a good job by that offensive line. Shipley looks just, off that yellow line, he looks just short of that first down marker, right around that 20-yard line.
It looks like the football is a lot closer to the 19-yard line than the 20-yard line when he goes down. They've got the ball marked right on the 20. But I agree, I don't think he got all the way to the 19-yard line. So I think right now we are reviewing a change of a spot that will be like a half a yard.
Yeah, I agree. 19.5-yard line.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed.
And for those of you now joining us here on ESPN2, a very unexpected game between Georgia Tech and Clemson thus far. Bob Schuster, Dan Orlovsky, and Chris Budden. A nearly 2-hour lightning delay from right at the end of the first half through what became halftime has sent this game from afternoon to evening. And Clemson, third down and 1. As they're just barely inside the red zone. DJ Uiagalelei is able to move the chains. And he keeps on keeping on down just shy of the 15-yard line. Did the ball pop out? I didn't see the ball pop free, but Georgia Tech thinks it may have come free, and it did! The Yellow Jackets get a takeaway as Uiagalelei lost the ball in the mosh pit. Georgia Tech has it back with a chance to take the lead again. Another look.
There's that quarterback run. That ball got popped out. That is a fumble.
Wes Jackson, it looked like knocked it free.
Yeah, it's a great punch out by Quez Jackson right there. DJ's kind of stretching for that first down marker, and then Dabo's talking to him, hey, we really got to tuck it in that moment. He went to talk to the whole offense as well, really trying to rally his offense in this fourth quarter.
Quarterback keeper. Jordan Yates pays the price, but picks up about 4. Chris?
Yeah, that turnover didn't suck the wind out of the Clemson offense. Their attitude has continued to be positive, almost a point of like, we know we can move the ball. It's still the most talkative I've seen them.
Well, they've only got 7 points on the board, and that goes all the way back to the first quarter. And remember, a drive they began after a great exchange of field position where they started at the Georgia Tech 39-yard line.
Yeah.
They have not scored a point if they had begun a drive on their side of the 50. And now we have an injured player, so we will step aside.
College football on ABC is presented by Arby's. We have the meats.
Boy, these players playing on the biggest stage on national television not long ago, they were just young boys playing a boys' game. And the reason we get to enjoy this boys' game is as we take a look at stories as we honor those who serve, brought to you by Navy Federal Credit Union. Player development assistant Daniel Boyd served as a sniper in the U.S. Army from 2009 through 15, 2 combat tours to Afghanistan, so we certainly thank him for his service. After the injury timeout to Trey Williams, a big third down, floated to the near side, and that developed way too slowly for Georgia Tech. As Nate McCollum made the catch, but he had no chance to get the first down as Andrew Booth closed like lightning, and it'll be 4th down, and that will force Georgia Tech to punt.
And it's a great play by Booth because he maintains outside leverage, doesn't back up much, eyes on the quarterback, Jordan Yates. When the ball comes out, he drives on the football. That's the difference between Georgia Tech getting that first down and forcing this punt.
Clemson defense that still has not allowed an offensive touchdown to be scored against them. And after the takeaway, Georgia Tech can't do anything with it, as the Shanahan punt will roll dead down to about the 34-yard line. Now, a quick word from Cheez-It.
The Hall of Cheese is here to honor fans as dedicated to college football as Cheez-It is to cheese. If that's you, use the hashtag MVCheeseContest to show us why you're worthy.
Well, that's me. There are not many halls of fame that I have a chance to get in, but that might be one.
You know what I do with Cheez-Its? They're in our pantry. I walk in, I stick my hand in, I grab a handful, put them in the pocket, and then I continuously do it like 4 or 5 times. I don't feel like I ate as much since it's just that kind of individual visit.
This is a different defense that Clemson is going up against today, and they are obviously a very different offense. As Will Shipley begins this drive with a 2-yard gain. And when we spoke with Jeff Collins this week, asking him about his team, he's one of the biggest differences from last year and the year before for this group that's playing Clemson. He talked about his defensive line.
Yeah.
Right? He said, we just have different humans in there than we have had in the past.
He just said they look different. You know, our 77 guys that are true freshmen or redshirt freshmen, but their length, their athleticism is completely different over the last 12 to 24 months.
Uyunglele, a strike to the outside to Ngata. Good for a first down and a gain of 12.
And this is a little bit of that precision. Corner blitz off the left side of the screen. 1, 2, 3. Put in the ground on rhythm to Ngata, and the ball's placed right on that outside body where he can turn and catch. You need more out of that consistency, the precision in the pass game between the quarterbacks and the receivers.
Whoa. Looks like a timeout was called from the sideline by Dabo Swinney.
First charge timeout. Clemson.
He is hot with his guys. I'm not sure if someone was lined up in the wrong spot, but he called the timeout from the sideline as that completion from Uyunglele to Ngata just put Uyunglele over 100 yards passing for the game. This season, along with their contributions to universities' general scholarship funds, for every field goal and extra point made, Allstate will also be donating to the American Red Cross to help with disaster relief efforts. Yeah, thank you, Allstate.
Could be a game-saving timeout by Dabo Swinney. Watch both these guards. I don't know how he knows it, but those guys pull into each other. He saves that play.
Uyunglele wanted the wide receiver screen to Justin Ross, double clutched, and that play fell apart. And he threw it up over the head of Ross and out of bounds. So how do you think Dabo Swinney knew that crisscross with those two guards was about to happen? Because he called the timeout from the sideline before that snap to avoid that disaster.
Yeah, maybe seeing the hand signals that are going across the line of scrimmage, maybe hearing a call by the offensive lineman, and you don't know what can happen in that. Unblocked defender, popped fumble, loss of yardage, 2nd and 16. That could be a game-saving timeout by their head coach.
Uyunglele to throw. Laser beam for Ross, and Ross doing his best Will Shipley impersonation, dragging tacklers for a first down.
Still not down. It's a great route by Ross, sit in space, hands catch, get upfield. And just continue to move your feet. The drive back, you can see the Yellow Jacket defense trying to rip that ball out, trying to create another turnover. Flex on him, 8. Well, AJ Green, I told you, man. Long arms, slender frame.
Jet sweep and a broken tackle. Will Taylor turns the corner, it's thrown back. Tariq Carpenter with a violent tackle after a gain of 6.
Yeah, so now Clemson's offense is really going to lean on their run game. You're going to start to see a little bit of that horizontal stretch, and I think they can continue to run the quarterback here. You know, Georgia Tech hasn't done a great job of accounting for it in this second half. That extra number in the box blocking-wise has helped their offense.
Uiagalelei with the pitch out to the edge to Shipley. He's got a lane, flag down. He picked up the first down, but a flag thrown back near the line.
I think they're going to get Ladson.
Holding, offense, number 2, 10-yard penalty, 2nd down. We're good.
Yeah, Ladson in the slot right here. He's going to go block Charlie Thomas, number 25. Thomas has been the best player on the field so far. Fights through. I think that is a bad call. He just hits him and he fell down. That's a brutal call. In that moment, goes from a first down to now 2nd and 14. I don't think that's holding on Frank Ladson.
Only a 3-man rush. Uiagalelei up the seam, incomplete. Threw it into coverage. A dangerous throw for Ngata.
This is what you got to be on the same page. It's a great play call. You're trying to go a little stick and go. Watch the left side. Stick, go. Ngata, give me your eyes. Joseph Ngata, give me your eyes. The pump fake, you're going to get bled right into that seam right there. I know that single high safety is there. Ngata stays vertical. DJ thinks he's going to bleed just a little bit in, and they're not on the same page. Now this equals 3rd and 14, and this is an enormous play for this Georgia Tech defense.
Quarterback run. Uiagalelei into the secondary. Bowls his way close to the line to gain. Tariq Carpenter got leveled by Uiagalelei as he tried to bring him down.
Yeah, it's a good block by Putnam and Shipley, and then Uiagalelei just kind of covering that ball up, double wrapped, finishing to get that first down. What an enormous conversion. Great call on that quarterback draw, 3rd and long.
Picked up 15. Shipley blasts up the middle. Dragged down inside the 15-yard line at the 14. Wesley Walker brought him down. It's another 15-yard gain, and now Shipley is holding his ribs. Hopefully he just had the wind knocked out of him. Maybe he fell on the football. We'll step aside as the training staff takes a look at Will Shipley. Back here at Death Valley, and Will Shipley's just fine. Had the wind knocked out of him, was able to run off the field. Looks like he's set to come back in on the next play, but after his first down run, puts the ball in the red zone. Kobe Pace now lines up as the tailback. Play action, and sets up Uiagalelei for the flip to Davis Allen in the right flat. Allen down to the 7. He picks up about 7.
I like that call. You know, a little ball fake, get the pocket moving just a little bit, an easy throw.
And we have another player who is down on one knee, Tariq Carpenter, after he was involved in that tackle on Allen. The training staff's going to run out and take a look at him.
And you can hear the home fans are watching the replay on the big board thinking this could be a targeting by Tariq Carpenter.
It was a dangerous play.
Like, to me, he definitely, it's definitely dropping his head, but it hits the
Previous
side.
play is under further review for potential targeting.
Yeah,
Now the replay booth, I think, buzzed down to say we need to take a look at this. And again, crown of the helmet.
right.
The reason that this rule is in place, as we said earlier in the game when this came up, and Clemson was hit with the targeting, this is for Tariq Carpenter's safety as much as it is for Davis Allen. You should not be lowering your head to drive into a player with the crown of your helmet. It's dangerous for both. And now Carpenter, he's the one walking off the field, it looks like with an apparent head injury.
I think it's hard to have thrown the flag in the first half on Trenton Simpson with the targeting when he crowned the helmet into the chest of Jordan Yates. I think it's hard to have that be a targeting and then this not to be a targeting. Both of them are lowering the head and crown of the helmet.
After further review, there is a personal foul. Targeting defense number 2. Number 2 is disqualified. Penalty is half the distance to the goal. First down.
I feel terrible for the young man. Tariq Carpenter, the senior here, 3-time captain of this football team. Fourth quarter, 9 minutes to go, could be playing in the biggest game in his life. That's the right call.
And he knows it. So first and goal, Clemson inside the 5-yard line. And Shipley is back in. He'll take the handoff. He's down near the 3.
This just feels like one of those moments and situations where you see that designed quarterback run out of Clemson's offense or that fake run and just that easy dump pass to a tight end that leaks out. You get the defense to suck up. You really got to be disciplined on the defensive end.
Again. Second effort. Near the goal line. He's in. Touchdown.
Going on the field at the touchdown.
Talked about the lower half of Will Shipley. Just watch it. It earns another touchdown for this Clemson offense, bouncing off the defenders. He refuses to go down and reaches that ball out. Just the strength of those legs. Looks like he falls on a body and then gets that ball extended over the goal line.
The only 2 touchdowns in the game have both been scored by Will Shipley. One in the first quarter and now one here in the fourth quarter. Clemson now with a 2-possession lead with 8:12 to go. 12-play, 66-yard touchdown drive.
This is a great job by Shipley. Kind of gets stunted right at the line of scrimmage and just keeps his feet going. And a little bit pushed by the big fellas and their reach over. It has an enormous touchdown for this offense.
Time for our Aflac trivia question. Clemson has won 10 or more games each of the last 10 seasons. Who holds the record for most consecutive 10-win seasons?
Hey, are we taking UConn out of it?
Well, their basketball team probably has a nice stretch of
Girls hoops team?
Yeah, 10-win seasons.
All right, I'm gonna take a guess at it. You know what? You know what's the play of the game? It could be the play of the season. That 3rd and 14 quarterback draw. I mean, that is, depending on what happens with the future of this team, obviously the rest of this game, and that could be the play of the season.
The chalk here is Alabama.
I'm going to say...
Too obvious? Aflac. Our Aflac trivia answer.
Ohio State.
Clemson has won 10 or more games each of the last 10 seasons. Who holds the record? Florida State. Alabama lurking one behind. There's Clemson with 10. Alabama and Clemson both active streaks. So Alabama will, you would think undoubtedly this year, tie Florida State as a 10-win team. Well, now for Georgia Tech, down by 2 scores against a defense that has yet to give up a touchdown this season. It's a tall order, but Yates gets it started through the air. He's able to hit Adonicus Sanders.
Yeah, the challenge for this offense now is, I mean, you can still play a little bit of the run game situationally, but you're going to have to throw the ball a ton, and Clemson's defense is going to know that. Jordan Yates is going to have to be creative with his feet, and his perimeter players are going to have to step up and make some plays after the catch.
Jahmyr Gibbs. Check that. Sorry. Jordan Mason spins for a first down. Picks up 7.
The big thing for Jordan Yates, and he's done a great job of this today, is you're going to be playing such a pass-happy offense right now. You got to make sure the ball gets out. You get to 2nd and 15, it's done with this defensive pressure today.
A lot of time coming off the clock for a team down by 2 scores. And it's Mason again. Can't turn the corner, can't get loose, loses a couple of yards. Brazee and Levante Bentley, both there.
Yeah, for me, I don't like that run call on 1st and 10 and taking 30 seconds at the line of scrimmage. You need 2 scores. This team defensively has given up 0 this season. So 2nd and 2, 2nd and 3, I'm good with that to get a first down, but a handoff there, you have to play drop-back football right now, whether you like it or not.
6.5 minutes to go, and all the way down to about 11 on the play clock when they finally snap it. Wide open Malachi Carter. Stays in bounds, dives short of the first down. So it will be 3rd down and about 1.5 yards to 2 here for Georgia Tech, but they need to play with that tempo that we have often seen them play with. They got to go. 6 minutes to go. Still trying to get lined up. That'll be a penalty. They were not lined up. It's a false start.
Prior to the false start, offense, not all players were set. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
And now we have another injured Georgia Tech player. That's Jordan Williams, the right tackle. Let's head down to Chris.
Yeah, for Clemson defensive tackle Brian Brazee, his biggest cheerleader could not be here today. That is his younger sister, Ella, who's currently undergoing chemotherapy. She was diagnosed with brain cancer in August. It's been hard for Brian not to be able to be with her and be her support. Says he calls her every single day. He puts Ella Strong on the tape on the back of his arms because he wants her to know that when she's watching the TV back at home, that he's thinking about her. And today, Mom tweeted out, one of your biggest supporters cheering you on. I know that for the rest of us, Bob Dan, we're cheering you on, Ella.
There is no doubt. And Ella, based on the game Brian Brazee has played today, I think he's heard every one of those cheers that you have sent his way, because he has been in the backfield. He's lived in the backfield today as he is the centerpiece, probably the best player on a defense that hasn't given up a touchdown yet to an offense this year.
Yeah, and I just love stories like that when it comes to the human element of players. I mean, this guy's nickname is the Werewolf. He's such an incredible, dominant presence. But just the awareness of what his sister is going through and, you know, just making sure that she knows I'm there with you says a lot about his character, says a lot about his family. He'll be a top 10 pick in the NFL draft, top 15 pick in the NFL draft. You know, twitch-wise, sudden-wise, he looks a lot like Aaron Donald. Not saying he's Aaron Donald, but just that burst off the line of scrimmage is so impressive.
Well, he was an ACC Defensive Rookie of the Year last year. Dexter Lawrence was the only other Clemson player to win that award. So without their right tackle, Jordan Williams on the bench, and after the penalty, the clock starts to roll again, and it's 3rd down and 7. Bobbled snap. Jordan Mason has it, and he's able to back his way for a 1st down. So Georgia Tech still alive, but they have to play with pace. 5:40 remaining.
Now we saw him call a very similar run in the first half. Pressure, 3rd down, try to pop the run versus the stunt of the defensive line.
Here comes a blitz, 5-man rush. Yates, he'll do it himself. 1st down, and then some. And stops the clock, at least for the moment. Saves a few seconds with 5:26 to go.
Yeah, we've seen it a little bit today. I think this has been some of their best offenses when Jordan Yates has realized, okay, there's an opening in our offensive line. Clemson pressured. There's less people on that back end, and let me take off. That's a big thing. I've mentioned it. You can't take any sacks here. Get completions. Get the ball out. If Clemson's going to continue to pressure you, find that one-on-one matchup. If not, take off.
And with the clock rolling again, they are taking the play clock all the way down inside of 10 seconds again. And under 5 minutes to go. Mason. He's got 4. Tech has all 3 of their timeouts left. So there's certainly enough time to score twice. But you have to get this score,
right,
you would think, at least in the next couple of minutes to make it realistic.
Well, the big thing is to understand 3 points does keep you in the ball game here, right? You know, it gives you a chance here. And I think they're trying to see if Clemson is tipping their hand pressure-wise to check to some of these runs. See, they're trying to get some tells by the defensive people, and if there's a pressure coming, they're trying to run away from it.
Play clock down to 3. With 2, they snap it, and they run the option. They try to go back to the Paul Johnson days, and Levante Bentley was ready for it. A 7-yard loss.
Yeah, well, Clemson showed one thing. They checked to the option, and then they just drop out. And Bentley does an awesome job stringing out that play, forcing the pitch, and then making the tackle on the sideline.
Now it's 3rd and 12. Here comes a blitz. Yates down to the 35-yard line, was giving himself up and was hit as he went down in the Georgia Tech sideline, with Malcolm Green coming in to hit Jordan Yates. Was looking for a flag, but nothing is thrown. And it's 4th down and 7. Now from here, you're looking at about a 53-yard field goal. A field goal, as you said, Dan, would keep the game alive. Brent Samaglia's career long is 53. So you could kick it from right here. Instead, they're going to go for it on 4th and 7. 3 minutes to go. Mason bobbles the snap. Hurls one to the sideline. Low throw. Is it scooped up? It looks like the catch is made, and that'll be a 1st down. Dylan Devaney right at the line to gain.
And just an incredible play by Jordan Yates just to get that ball off. They got to get to the line of scrimmage and play with it.
And we have another Clemson player down and possibly cramping up.
Let's see here. I mean, the snap comes early. Yates was not ready for it. Just an amazing job of having the ability to pick the ball up and at least getting a throw off. We'll see if Devaney's able to get underneath that.
Well, we certainly haven't seen any angle that would suggest his arms didn't get under the ball. This might be the best look. Looks like a catch.
Just don't see anything that can overturn it.
And that's Miles Murphy now coming off the field for Clemson. We're showing a replay here on the big scoreboard at Death Valley where the ball kind of bounces off the hands of Devaney. And it looks as if that replay and the crowd noise might be enough for the replay booth to say, let's take another look.
Clemson is challenging the ruling on the field of a completed catch. That play is under further review.
So off of the replay that was shown in the stadium, Clemson has decided to challenge. Again, it has to be, after it was ruled a catch on the field, indisputable that Devaney did not get his arms under the ball. And I'm not sure, even from this close-up, does it not look like his forearm is under the football there?
Bob, you know me, I love to make definitive statements. This is so close. And
well, by definition, if it's that close, you're supposed to stay
right,
with the call
on the field. Right.
And the other thing to keep in mind is on a catch, the ball can touch the ground.
Thank you.
As long as you are, in the judgment of the officials, deemed to have complete control of the ball can touch the ground.
Right. As long as it doesn't move, correct? As long as the ground doesn't force the football to move.
And I mean, most of these replays we're looking at now, the ball is obscured.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands.
And that's the rule they come with. When they say the ruling on the field is confirmed,
right,
that's their way of saying, hey, we got it right and we know we got it right. When they say the call on the field stands, they're saying we might not have gotten it right, but we didn't see enough to change our call.
Clemson so is charged a timeout. This is their second timeout. The clock will start on the snap.
It is a first down and a fourth down conversion for a Georgia Tech team that won't stop fighting. 2:43 to go.
I think Georgia Tech is really just got to stay aggressive with the football, and Clemson's got to be aware of the scramble. It's been a big part of this drive so far.
Looks like another Clemson blitz coming. Yates lines the pocket. And he is brought down by Skalski. Only picked up a couple of yards, and the clock continues to roll. Again, they've got all 3 timeouts, but they need 2 scores. And we are now inside of 2.5 minutes remaining. This is the 12th play of this drive. Long throw to the sideline is there. Turning upfield, Malachi Carter fights his way inside the 10. He's down to the 7. A gain of 19.
It's a really nice job by Malachi Carter. Push vertical. Get Booth a little bit out of his back pedal. Secure the catch, make him miss. Cover it up. Really got to get the ball into the end zone if you're Jordan Yates with some of these throws with the timing of the clock.
Yates in the right flat. Devaney cut down. He got to about the 4-yard line. Goodrich made the stop.
Saw this in the first half a little bit. This is always the case down here. You got to get someone scraping on the backside of the end zone. Defenses forget about it all the time. Throw it up into the goalpost.
Yates again looking to the end zone, running out of room, and has to throw it away. He took a shot. He has taken many today. And boy, he just keeps on getting up from all of them.
And you gotta love the toughness, the leadership, the composure in his second start.
We have another injured player, at least a winded player. It's probably no surprise we've had this many players go down with either a cramp or some type of issue, because these guys have been in this stadium since about noon, some of them.
You know, big thing that Jordan Yates and this Georgia Tech.
Only 2 touchdowns have been scored today, both on the ground and both by Will Shipley.
It's been his effort. You know, Shipley's physical effort, just a finisher in the first quarter. Great vision, run through a safety, a little bit of stiff arm. And that one is a huge hole. And then this one in the fourth quarter is just so impressive. Bouncing off bodies, keeping his legs going, and then reaching that ball across the goal line. Shipley's been as advertised. Just some hard-earned yardage. Now, Bob, I was saying, if you're Georgia Tech offensively here, it's really important to communicate to your quarterback, Jordan Yates. This is not fourth and game. You don't get, something's not there. Interception ends this game. If we kick the field goal, we at least have the chance. So you don't want to be careless with the ball, aggressive, but not careless.
After the injury timeout to Justin Maskell. 3rd down and goal. Bobbled snap. Yates, end zone, incomplete. Well, it's a chip shot field goal from here, but you wonder, will you get this close again against this defense?
Yeah. With
1:23 to go? They're going to kick the field goal rather than try for the touchdown from the 5-yard line.
I think this is the right play. 4th and 5. You've got to get something out of this. Drive points wise, and at least give yourself the chance to get the onside kick.
Well, Samaglia made a short one earlier, and this one from 22 as well. So back to a 1-possession game, but only 1:19 on the clock. So now Georgia Tech will try the onside kick.
You got to tip your hats to Georgia Tech today. No matter what happens, the next 80 seconds is coming off of last year and that absolute embarrassment. Their defense has played incredibly well. Their offense has at least hung in the football game. Their young quarterback has played his tail off.
Now, a team in this spot with all 3 timeouts.
Yeah.
If they had a high-powered offense, they were a big play team, they were getting chunk plays all day, you could consider, and they had a shutdown defense.
Sure.
You could consider kicking the ball deep here and trying to use your timeouts. But it just took Georgia Tech nearly 7 minutes to get in position to kick that field goal.
Yes.
There's 1:19 on the clock.
Has to be an onside.
This has to be an onside kick. There's no way they could kick the ball deep, I would think, here and expect to go out and shut Clemson down, get a 3 and out, and their offense would score a touchdown with no timeouts and 1 minute on the clock.
Listen, man, I've spent so much time in locker rooms. You're always in these meetings and whatnot. These kickers hang out at practice, and all they do is try trick kicks. Oh, watch me kick this ball to the ground, and it goes 30 feet in the air. Like, you pull out the best kick that you have in this situation for your onside kick.
And Clemson knows it's coming.
Yeah.
They've got the hands team ready. In the air, bounces around. Did Georgia Tech get it? It looks like they secured it before it went out of bounds. Malachi Carter.
Ruling on the field. Kick was recovered by Georgia Tech. 1st down.
They got the bounce they needed, and Malachi Carter was there. 1:19 to go, and Georgia Tech still alive.
For the brand! What a kick. Watch the, oh my goodness, that thing is 12 feet in the air. That's a fantastic job by Malachi Carter. You can see that a Joe goes to swipe at it to knock it out. That's what they're coached to do, and the ball just hangs in the air, and Carter's waiting right there for it. Incredible kick.
So now the Yellow Jackets, who just got down to the 5-yard line with a short field. They have all 3 timeouts. 1:19 to go. They are going up against a defense that has not given up an offensive touchdown so far this season. Yates bullets one to the sideline. Coverage from Mario Goodrich, but a flag down in the offensive backfield. Couple of flags thrown.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense number 33. 15-yard penalty. 1st down.
Ruka comes through and gets flagged for 15.
Rororo coming through the middle of the offensive line.
Please reset the game clock to 1:14. Please reset the game clock to 1-1-4. Thank you.
That's an easy call. That was an easy call. An undisciplined play there by the sophomore.
And at the very least, Dan, that 15 yards puts Georgia Tech in a spot where, worst case scenario, Jordan Yates could be able to reach the end zone.
Yeah, you got so much time right now. Your playbook is completely open with your timeouts, $1:15, ready for pressure. You get the ball to the perimeter.
They set the screen up, and it's incomplete. They had it. Blockers out in front of Jahmyr Gibbs, but an errant pass.
You know, we had that screen in the first half, and I mentioned Jordan Yates did just such a nice job of getting that ball up top. It's another moment. You really want to see him get up on his tippy toes, almost straight arm it and bring it down.
Justin Foster tipped it.
Yes.
And that was a great play by 35 in orange. He barely got a fingertip on it, and it redirected a screen pass that was there. Yates again climbs the pocket underneath. And it looks like that's broken up.
Going on the field is an incomplete pass. 3rd down.
Skalski on Kyrick McGowan in coverage along with Keith McGuire. And now Brian Brzee bent over at the waist, and he has to be helped off the field.
This has been a situation where Georgia Tech offensively has really done 2 things today. They've tried to hit some of those runs, anticipating the pressure out of Clemson, or they've sprinted the quarterback out. They've moved the quarterback and really simplified his read, cut the field in half. I want to see them move Jordan Yates. Maybe he can use his athleticism, but nothing's open.
Only a 3-man rush. Yates buying time, stays behind the line of scrimmage, fires one over the middle, into the red zone. It's a 1st down catch. Kyrick McGowan. A gain of 22.
His composure by Jordan Yates. Just composure, move, stay behind the line of scrimmage, eyes downfield.
Yates again. Again looking to extend the play. Crowd looking for a holding flag. There goes Yates to the 10-yard line. Dives down to the 8 and gets out of bounds.
The challenge for Brent Venables in this defense right now is he's playing a little bit of soft coverage. And they're having eyes on the quarterback. The rush isn't getting home, and then he's creating. At some point, he's going to turn that pressure back up. That's when you got to find your one-on-one matchup. McGowan, Carter, and give them a chance in the end zone.
Now they bring the blitz. Instead, up the middle at the 5-yard line, it's Jahmyr Gibbs. And he's down inside the 5 at about the 3. And it looks like Jeff Collins will run down the sideline to call that timeout.
First charge timeout. Georgia Tech, their first. 30 seconds.
So Georgia Tech, they probably need their best 2-point play and have their second best ready to go in the holster.
Yeah.
Because if they score a touchdown, it will be the first that this defense has given up this year.
I mean, just naturally, you're thinking, Brent Venables, his DNA is to come after you. And this is one of those situations where you want to call 2 plays in the huddle. This defense is so good. You want to call 2 plays if you're Georgia Tech. And you want to gather some information. If they're going to come after us, let's block it up. Let's try to get a 2-man route concept. High-low, in and out, pick, rub. If they're going to play soft zone, yeah, because of that timeout, you could try to pop one of those runs in a seam.
If you're Brent Venables, are you bringing pressure here? That's his DNA, and we've seen that most of the day.
If I'm Brent Venables, I am, because the creativity of Jordan Yates has hurt my defense so much tonight. Also, I think my back end can hang. I think my secondary can play the proper leverage, force the perfect throw.
Malachi Carter wide right. McGowan in the slot. They will roll that way. Yates looking end zone. Broken up. Tried to squeeze it into a tight window. Kyrick McGowan and the freshman Andrew Makuba was there.
Great play. Sprint out by Yates. I love the call. It's a good ball placement by Yates. And Makuba just makes an outstanding play on the ball.
And Georgia Tech can run whatever play they want.
Yeah.
They still have 2 timeouts.
Yeah.
You can run it here with Jahmyr Gibbs. You can try and catch and run it into the end zone.
The Papa run.
There it is. McGowan on the end around. He's heading in the wrong direction. He may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Skalski stayed home, and he was the first to force him wide. 24 seconds to go. 3rd down and goal. 2 more tries for Georgia Tech.
I want to see Malachi Carter kind of in a little bit of a condensed split. You also have Dylan Devaney, that tight end that's had some matchups. That last 3rd and goal that you got from this defense, they played all-out pressure. You got him one-on-one with Skalski. Try to find that guy that you love the matchup. I like Devaney on the tight ends. I really do. If you don't have Carter, find your tight end.
Play clock winding down. They're late coming out of a huddle. They have to call timeout. With the clock stopped once again in a goal-to-go situation. They have to spend a timeout late coming out of the huddle.
You know, we talked about Jahmyr Gibbs so much, the tailback for Georgia Tech, and all the things he can do. If you feel good about motioning him out and kind of giving him a 2-way go, this is a great opportunity to get him in a matchup that you like and allow his athleticism to win on a pass concept. I don't necessarily have to have him as a blocker. I'm trusting Jordan Yates. If you get pressured, that ball's got to get out. You have to have a plan as a quarterback right now.
And it doesn't change the situation much for Georgia Tech. They still have a timeout.
Right.
So it's 3rd down. You can call a timeout if you fail to get into the end zone here before your 4th down play.
Yes.
And when it's 4th down, doesn't much matter if you have a timeout or not. Unless Clemson commits a penalty here, that's about the only way that Georgia Tech would need an extra. Hand off. Mason. He's short, and they have to call that final timeout. So it comes down to this, 4th and goal at the 2.
And final timeout. Georgia Tech, 30 seconds.
All right, now it's you got to have it play. Which is it?
Yeah, you're anticipating, again, edge pressure, bodies up inside. You don't love any true one-on-one matchup on the perimeter in your pass game. Is there a way where you can formation yourself into the boundary, bring that motion, and run a true zone read? You know, you get downhill with Mason, your big 220-pound back, and you tell Jordan Yates, you haven't pulled one all day. If that edge is there and you feel like you can turn the edge, take it.
But you want them to keep this on the ground.
I think because of the pressure, you might just hit a seam.
Let's see. Here it is. 4th down and goal at the 2. And now a timeout will be called by Dabo Swinney from the Clemson sideline.
3rd and final timeout. Clemson, 30 seconds.
The reason why, Bob, is one, again, I'm anticipating blitz. I really am. So the creativity by Jordan Yates, that's been mainly against that zone defense. You know, if I had a guy that I loved in the matchup, give him an opportunity. But your offensive line has gotten a little bit of surge. Mason's a 220-pound back.
A game that began 5 hours ago. A 2-hour lightning delay in the middle pushes it from afternoon to night. And after a war of attrition between these two teams, all the timeouts have been used. Down to this. There's the run. It's a shovel pass, and it's blown up. Devaney is stopped. It was Skalski in the middle that read it. Clemson will survive.
sprint shovel pass. You're reading the end man on the line of scrimmage. Skowski, 10 rings. Been here, came back. Been here forever and makes the game-winning play. If he doesn't make that play, Devaney's going to get in. This is strictly instincts, feel, get underneath the block by the pulling Ryan Johnson. That's the key. He gets underneath. Watch him. Watch Skowski, right side. Get under the block, dip under, and make the play. Just brilliant by 47. What a game.
Now Georgia Tech, they will be sitting on those buses and on that plane back to Atlanta, or the bus ride back to Atlanta, I should say, probably feeling dejected that they lost this game. I'm talking about a program that's taken a step in the right direction.
You shouldn't be, fellas.
I mean, they just went toe-to-toe physically for a long afternoon with a 2-hour weather delay included as well with Clemson. Should be the final snap. And flags down as the play clock expires.
Offense. Penalty is half the distance to the goal. First down.
Yeah, that's smart by Clemson. They're trying to just get you to jump off sides. This 6 inches moving the ball back does nothing. If they get 5 yards there on an offsides, that's huge. How about the Clemson defense, man?
Other than Clemson fumbling the ball in their own end zone, they could take a safety here.
Yeah,
and
they should go underneath, right? Underneath and quarterback sneak it.
I guess if your quarterback is not used to taking snaps from center, you play the way you practice. And they'll run it straight ahead. And as long as Shipley just clears the goal line, then the game will be over. And Shipley is hurt getting up, and he didn't get out by much. Georgia Tech's looking for a safety, and the officials did not signal initially.
Moving on the field is the runner, fumble the ball, back into the end zone, recovered. That is a safety.
So there is the safety. That makes the score 14-8.
This is why you don't put him in the gun. If we don't know how to take under snap centers, what are we doing? Under the center snaps.
And the danger there, now that could have all fallen apart if he fumbles the ball back into the end zone and Georgia Tech recovers.
Got to have the ability. It's a great hit by Wanye Thomas.
Wow.
But put your quarterback under center, have him fall forward. He's 250 pounds. I mean, just incredibly impressed by Georgia Tech. And the fact that they don't give up in that moment is unbelievable. But that has got to be a learning moment for this Clemson football team. I love Dabo. But that is not good coaching in that moment right there. To put your quarterback in the gun, have to field that snap, hand it off to a back 4 yards deep in the end zone.
So still 7 seconds on the clock, which means one kick back to Georgia Tech, and either they can try and set up some type of a circus return, or fair catch it, put your offense out there, and try it. Band is on the field play.
I mean, look, Shipley's getting that ball 4 yards deep. Again, beautiful hit by Wanye Thomas. That ball gets fumbled.
Now, to be fair, Shipley broke the plane of the goal line.
Previous
he was in the
play
field
is
of
under
play.
further review.
I'm not sure what they're reviewing here.
Where he recovers it.
That's clearly a fumble. It's back in the end zone, and they said that a Clemson player recovered it in the end zone, which would be a safety. Now, you have to be able to see where the football is in that mosh pit to change the call that was on the field.
Right.
And I have no idea how anyone would see the ball in there. But they're going to take a look at replays.
There's Thomas. Boom.
If Shipley holds on to the football, the game would be over.
Right.
Because he got out of the end zone. He at least got to the half-yard line, and that was all he needed to do, was just get out of the end zone. And you can see he is out of the end zone, and the ball is out of the end zone when it is jarred free, and then it disappears into a sea of bodies.
Yeah. For me, we'll see what the actual call is, and if the safety stands, that is bad right there by Clemson. You do not put your quarterback in the shotgun and hand the ball off 4 yards deep in the end zone. You take the snap under center, you fall forward 6 inches, and the game is over. They're lucky if they escape out of here with a 14-8 win. They are lucky. That can't be your plan. And I don't think there's anything on video that says the ball was recovered outside of the end zone.
Well, we're about to get a decision.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Safety.
So now the strategy of your Georgia Tech. Do you want to try from a special team standpoint to create some type of a circus return, or do you want to catch the ball, give yourself up, and put your offense out there to try it?
My initial thought is the circus return, because that's not the starting defense.
Right.
You know, those defensive guys, if I fair catch it, I'm going to get those defensive guys out there. They're
so you have a better, you have a better chance in the open field against smaller bodies.
Yeah, well, guys that just haven't played a ton of snaps today. These are mostly guys that are your special teams unit. And I think with special players like Gibbs and Dante Smith, kind of trust them a little bit more than going against that Clemson defense.
Well, if it comes down to one play with the ball in one player's hands, you probably would pick Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah.
He is back deep to receive the kick. B.T. Potter will sky it, and there's the fair catch. So rather than with all that real estate out in front of Jahmyr Gibbs to give him a chance to rip off a return, with 7 seconds to go, they are now going to put their offense on the field. And you would have to think this is Cal Stanford. It's about their only chance.
Laterals, don't go down with the ball. You can see Skowski on the field waving. Guys, get back, get back.
Clemson will have at least 3 or 4 defensive players 30 or 40 yards downfield. Jordan Yates can't reach the end zone from here. So this has to be some type of a hook and ladder, street yard, schoolyard play for Georgia Tech. Yates will throw it over the middle, and it short hops incomplete. Still 2 seconds on the clock. Donica Sanders, the intended receiver.
It looks like Georgia Tech is trying to get a completion there.
If they completed that pass and he's tackled in the field of play, the game's over.
12 seconds, 15 seconds, maybe you do it. You had a little bit closer chance for a Hail Mary.
Please reset the game clock to 3 seconds. Please reset the game clock to 0-3.
They're trying to get a little bit of an in route. He catches it and kicks it back, but still, I think this is something where, hey, put it in Gibbs' hands, and it becomes that lateral game where everyone's got to stay behind that ball.
The 4-man rush. Yates hurls one back with a flag down towards the line of scrimmage, and Brazee ends up with the ball in his arms. So the flag will be irrelevant. That will end the game, and Clemson will indeed survive, but it was an adventure.
Game is not over. There is a foul on the play.
I think they might get Skowski on the sideline.
Well, if it's a defensive foul, then that's a different story. But it looked to me like that was a penalty, I thought, called against Georgia Tech. Let's see.
Then they go forward pass. The kicking team. That penalty's been declined. The game is over.
That was a heck of an effort by Georgia Tech. But Clemson ends up on the winning end. And we go down to Chris Button.
Dabo, in a game that was 5+ hours, 2 hours of a rain delay, how do you assess how your team played today?
Well, we made a lot of mistakes, enough to lose the game. But, man, I love their heart. You know, great adjustments in the second half. Again, they played a defense that we weren't prepared for. But, man, my quarterback grew up. You know, we showed some toughness. Unbelievable job by our defense, keeping them out. You know, just a crazy, crazy day. And sometimes, you know, you got to find a way to win the game in crazy ways, and we did that tonight. So proud of them. The goal was to win the game. We got it done. We'll keep moving.
You talk about heart.
Hey, hats off to Georgia Tech. I said all week, man, they are so much improved. So much improved. Those kids played their butts off, and that's a credit to Coach Collins and what their staff is doing. Saw it all week on tape. So what an unbelievable job by them. They never quit. They kept hanging in there. We should have scored a couple more times, but we kept putting the ball on the ground, missed a lot of opportunities for field goals or touchdowns, and those things come back to bite you, and that's what happened tonight. But just proud of our team for finding a way to win.
I want to ask you about Hart, because Skowski makes that game-saving tackle. He comes off. He's exhausted. He's covered in blood. What has he meant to this Clemson defense?
He's our heart and soul. I mean, he really is. We talk about the eye of the tiger and the heart of a champion. He epitomizes that. You know it when you see it, and you know it when you don't. And he epitomizes exactly those things. But, man, this is one of those games that we can grow immensely from. We got a long season. But, man, just super proud of our team for finding a way to get the W. And really congratulations to Georgia Tech for a great effort.
I appreciate it, Coach.
Okay,
thank you.
It was an adventure, but it is a win for Clemson. 14-8 is your final. And it is a Georgia Tech group that fought tooth and nail all afternoon through a weather delay to take it all the way down to the final snap. Again, it's Clemson 14, Georgia Tech 8. For Dan Orlovsky and Chris Button, our entire crew, I'm Bob Wischusen. So long from Death Valley. Time to head back to the studio with Trevor Maddich. Here's Kevin Connors.